Good evening, welcome to another instalment of the Burning Blades. So last time was, well, it was a bit of a sombre occasion. You managed to survive the onslaught of the fiendish attack. However, shortly before the spell was completed, the Zentarim wizard, who was cast in a teleportation circle, was struck by a volley of crossbow bolts as the enemies managed to somewhat outmaneuver and outflank him, which caused him to lose concentration on the spell. It failed. Seeing already more or less prepared to run, Elnor, seeing this, just grabbed the wizard and started to book it, apologising, although hard to tell just how sincere that apology was for the circumstances. Saying she didn't blame you, but that didn't really make it feel any better, I can imagine. And she proceeded to flee with the wizard in tow as you continued desperately fending off this onslaught. As they fled, however, the skies ripped open as a blazing jet black horse stepped through the rift with a hellish knight upon its back, who immediately, upon spotting Elnor and the wizard as they fled, rode down and, lashing out with his flaming lance, just promptly killed both of them before taunting the lot of you, implying that he saw you as being not worth his time at this point before leaving. You were able to finally, with a bit more sweat expended, defeat your attackers. Gortrek, you tried feverishly to revive the wizard so he might try again, but found your attempt blocked by some kind of interference on the other side. Feeling a bit down, a bit defeated, unsure of where to turn next, you took your rest in the tomb below the hill where the battle had taken place. Grishnak seeming completely unabashed, really, by what had occurred. Others of you being a little bit more affected, shall we say. And with that, the next morning, the decision was made that... Gortrek, you contacted Leosin, who advised that you continue on to Baldur's Gate to try and seek some alternative there. And I believe that is more or less where we left off, with you all gathering your stuff together and getting ready to move on. So, let us go to the map page. So yeah, you are on the little blue dot that Rogar helpfully provided. That's roughly where you are. Baldur's Gate, you know to be the best part of a week's journey by road. Is there any further preparations that you want to make for your journey? Anything you wish to cover before setting off, or do you simply want to get underway?
I'm not sure there's much we can do, is there? Unless there's a shop in a marsh somewhere.
Yeah. There is not. Make a perception check. No, there is nothing around that you can see. It's fairly flat lands, a few scrubby patches of trees here and there, but no, it's fairly flat plains, grasslands rolling away as far as you can see. Well, I'd say to the south, even at this distance, you can see the large, wide Kyontha River. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Flowing towards the west. You know that Baldur's Gate does lie towards the end of that river. So yeah, if there's nothing else, then you can begin that journey.
Yeah, I think Rory's still in a bit of a mood with Rogar after that fight, so just ride on in silence, I guess.
I think you're both in a mood with each other, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't know, but I can't speak for Rogar.
Okay. So, are you transporting the eggs as before on the stretcher?
Yeah,
Covered up?
I'll pack them up with some bits and cover them so they're not obvious what they are.
Okay. So you get underway. The road between Elturel and Baldur's Gate is relatively travelled. Plenty of merchant caravans moving up and down. the occasional small band of what looks like potentially like soldiers, guardsmen travelling, although with who they're affiliated, hard to tell. Every now and then a rider will go past at speed, possibly a messenger, but there's nothing unusual, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing noteworthy. Each night, finding somewhere, pulling up alongside the road to make camp, trying to stay. Well, it's somewhat up to you. Are you trying to make distance from the road when you camp up, or trying to keep the road and other travellers in sight?
Don't know.
Since we appear to be near the fields of the dead, I think we should go off the road a bit.
You can do me a history
Maybe
check on that if you want.
The south, yeah. Sorry, it's a bit metagamey, isn't it?
Well, no, that's fine. I mean, this is kind of Rory does know this area relatively well, I'd say.
Oh yeah, very well.
No, you don't even know it's called the Fields of the Dead, to be honest. You don't know much about this particular region that you're passing through.
It's a lovely field. Let's camp on the road.
Do we have any reason to keep near the road in terms of, are we waiting for someone to come by? Are we waiting for a travelling merchant or something?
I mean, there's no one specifically you know of.
Yeah. I mean, we're travelling with a bunch of dragon eggs. It seems like we don't really want attention.
Yeah.
I say off the road.
Yeah. Maybe closer to the river, maybe.
Yeah, camping off on the southern side of the road. So we'll say you do find, making camp a little way off the road on the southern side. Where it does get closer to the river at a few points, you actually find it a little bit harder to sleep sometimes because the river is a bit more 24-hour with heavy laden barges travelling up and down. You get the impression that a lot of transport is actually done via the river rather than the roads. Those merchants travelling the roads tend to be smaller, more independent traders travelling all across Faerun, seeing where they can peddle their wares, whereas more heavy-duty haulage going between Scornabel and Baldur's Gate tends to go by river. It's more reliable, so there's often the noises of heavy laden barges going back and forth. But other than that, your journey is without incident, unless there's anything anyone wants to do during the journey, any conversations they wish to have, or activities they want to engage in during the travels.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. General consensus of the group is because what did we discuss about the stuff that was made by Gotrik's apprentice? Was that getting dropped off?
Have you contacted anyone about it? Where would you get it dropped off to?
That's the thing, is I can't remember it as a group if we discussed it.
I think you haven't decided it. Sorry, go ahead.
To your mother. You used 2 sendings, one to your mother and one to Liusin. That's all we did before we ended.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So we haven't actually discussed about, because obviously we've got.
I think at this point it's there's not entirely certainty on exactly where you guys are going to. So I think there'd be that difficult thing of where are you getting stuff delivered to. It's up to you. You can try and arrange something, but then you're kind of limiting yourself on your next destination.
So, boys, once we get to Baldur's Gate, where are we going? Are we just going to see if we can find a wizard or get passage on a boat or something?
Well, I mean, I think with time being of the essence as it is right now, I think finding another wizard, maybe not one so darkly aligned as our last one, but surely someone for hire, maybe.
Aye. But where would we go? Waterdeep? Mithril Hall?
We would well, if someone can teleport, they can take us straight to the north, to where we need to for the eggs.
Aye, we could see where we're going. We could see what happens.
Yes, if we get lucky, we might be able to get somewhere in Icewind Dale. They would have to know. They would have to know the teleportation runes, but somewhere like Baldur's Gate, it might not be. It might not be too uncommon for someone to know those runes. Maybe. So
sounds like a plan.
We seek out somewhere magical.
Magical?
will be a guild, I'm sure. I mean,
Right, we probably have to pay through the nose. It's a good thing
Well,
we
I'm
got that
sure.
money now.
oh yes, I mean, obviously Baldur's Gate isn't nearly half the city that Waterdeep is, but I'm sure there will be some sort of mage guild there.
I've heard it's an absolute shithole.
I have heard of nothing of Baldur's Gate. I'm actually quite excited myself. Do with a pick me up after the other night. Well, I think we all could.
Hmm.
Maybe we can get hold of something to cheer us up.
I mean,
Like a puppy?
I'm
you
thinking more
want a puppy?
some pipe weed.
No,
Aye, that
ooh.
too. I'm out actually thinking about it. As Godric just upturns his back. Oh
Did you not get your fill in Elturel?
no, it was too expensive.
Boys.
Wait, did we? Did we?
You didn't even look for it in El Terrell.
Oh shit!
I'm talking about fill of fun. Like,
Oh.
No, I didn't. It was too long. Audrey, I couldn't even smith. Oh.
Oh,
time
right.
for fun is over.
Aye, we do need actually to pick up the pace, you think? That's kind of delayed us by a week or several.
Indeed.
Well,
Hopefully the cult hasn't had a chance to do much.
But the thing is, what? This is a question. Were they after us or the wizard?
Who are those? The devils?
Aye, the flaming boys. The one with the flaming horse.
I think if we weren't there, they would have killed the Zentral and then been done with it.
Agreed.
Aye.
He didn't seem to care much about us.
I did say it was a bad idea to work with them.
well, I think we need to do something about this sour mood in the camp, if I'm honest. I mean, I ain't going to pretend that what happened the other night was a good result. Far from it. But every now and then we're going to take a licking, aren't we?
Aye.
Yeah, and I know a few of you are probably questioning right now whether we're doing the right thing. I mean, yeah, would I want to be on the front line fighting the dragon cult? Yeah, of course I fucking would. But we made a promise to those eggs and to each other, didn't we?
Aye.
Rogar, you promised Barry Farmer himself that we'd do it. And, you know, we need to do it. I mean, we've got allies now. They can hold the line for us.
Yes, to be fair, I'm sure Leosin is using the map to try and find where the cult went. So he'll let us know as soon as he knows anything.
The Order of Gauntlet are on it as well. They seem quite capable.
Oh,
Not very good at arm wrestling, but capable nonetheless. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point that we'd be caught with our trousers down. I mean, we've had some big victories, but, you know, I mean, we've got them hurting. We've definitely got them hurting. I mean, we've made them look a right set of cunts, haven't we?
My concern, if we're speaking frankly, I do not know if we would be taking the eggs at all if I was not here. This quest that Barmwood has put me on, I feel like you've all gotten wrapped up in it, and I appreciate the help and the support, but I just do not want anybody dying for this. I feel like your death would be on my conscience. I do not want that.
Mate, we've already decided about the eggs before you even spoke to Barmer.
Aye. It's all our choices.
Yeah,
The
we all
outcomes.
agreed.
Also, I'd just like to stress your own point, Rogar, and that point is that no life in this group is worth more than another, including yours.
Ooh, I think I'd just give Rory a bit of a side eye at that.
Staring.
Unknowing side eye.
Just staring back, not saying anything.
I'll break before you do.
Rory's the top.
He's established dominance.
You started to T-pose.
So, are we going to stand about lollygagging, or are we going to get going to Baldur's Gate?
Yeah,
Baldur's
I'm
Gate, I think.
not gagging on a lolly. What are you talking about?
Not yet.
Hey. Yeah, let's just fucking get there.
We are all
Come on,
12-year-olds.
This is going to descend further and further.
Yep.
We were serious for a minute there.
Away!
Away!
Oh.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the rest of your journey to Baldur's Gate passes without any real incidents. Grishnak's words helping to lift spirits somewhat, stiffen some resolves a little bit. I shouldn't say stiffen.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. Right, okay. So after about 7 more days of travel, so 8 days total from where you were, and obviously a week is 10 days in this, not 7 days. So after about another 8 days of travel from El Terrell, you arrive on the outskirts of the great city of Baldur's Gate.
Holy shit.
Now you're coming in on it's not actually all that clear on this map, but you would be coming in on the eastern road. So you'd actually be coming in on a road roughly, I'm going to say, no, that's the northwestern. So that's heading up towards Waterdeep.
Oh.
You're actually coming in around about here.
Okay.
So looking down, oh, beg your pardon. And it lies obviously along the Cainthar River as it becomes an estuary leading out into the ocean itself. Coming down the hill, you can get a fairly good overview of the entire city. There is the walls, the ancient walled city of Baldur's Gate itself, that seems to be divided into a couple of halves in a similar way that you could tell El Terrell was, with the grander buildings seeming to sit more along the northern side of it. And then on the eastern and southern side, it seems to be a bit more packed in, with then a scattering of buildings existing around the outer wall. It seems to be built almost in a crescent around the bay, but also nestled next to a large, not a mountain, but like a large steep hill. The more ramshackle shantytown is built around. Riding in on the Eastern Road, coming through this outer city, and it's a sprawling, chaotic shantytown full of lean-tos, stockyards, and other shacks. Approaching the main gates, you do notice quite a proliferation as you get closer of stable yards, quite large stable yards, quite full and busy, that you can kind of see along this southern side of the road here, as well as an increasing number of taverns. And you do notice, getting close to the gate, that all of the traffic moving through the gate is on foot. And the stable yards themselves do appear quite full. How are you continuing?
What do you think? Split up and search for a wizard?
I think we need to get in first, don't we?
Are we not in?
No, so you're about, at this point, you're about here, just outside the eastern gate.
Don't think we'll be able to take the goats and boar in.
To kind of punctuate that point, as you say, the Squad Trek, a rather burly, modestly dressed man kind of barges past. "Watch your goat, you fool!" as he budges past you with a heavy box
Excuse
between
me?
his arms. He seems to pay you no notice as he carries on.
Oh,
What's your manners?
You're not even sure if he heard you over the hubbub. It is busy. It is pretty thronging in these streets. You get the impression that day and night probably don't mean so much. Certainly in this part of the city.
I guess I'm not on Taraxis. Otherwise, shit might be popping off.
That's a point, yes. I mean, we can assume that you dismissed Taraxis as you entered the outer
Yeah, let's say that.
city.
It's
You
just-
know what
yeah,
happened
it's
last time you dismissed me, okay?
just- Yes.
Let's not have any of that nonsense this time. I don't want to get blamed. Obviously, I'm the one carrying this franchise.
Yes, of course.
Carrying this what?
he's the real hero.
So yeah, You can. So it does look. Looking around, it does seem like everyone moving into the city, going through the gates, is going on foot. There are no one riding any horses or anything through the gates, but there are the stable yards along the southern side of this main highway that you're on are thronging with horses, oxen, cattle, various other domestic creatures that look like they might be possibly being herded for, such as sheep, a few pigs. The stable yards, they're pretty full. You can also see caravans pulled up in them with guards stood by. The taverns as well. There are many taverns around. Looking up and down, it's almost like you can't, throw a cat in any direction, you'll hit a tavern. Looking around, you can see several nearby you. The Vulgar Goats, Lean Hunter, the White Hart. Wherever you go, there always seems to be at least one tavern called the White Hart. Drunken Dogs, the Far Fiddle.
Red Lion.
Red Lion. Yep, there's a Red Lion. And
Chew.
their stables also all seem relatively... like they see a lot of business.
Is it too funny if we saddle them up at the one that's the pub that's named after a goat?
Didn't think of that.
Go to the goat.
Moonin might feel a little bit put out.
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, Mrs. Hugin. Hugin? Is that the name?
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, you head towards the Vulgar Goats, which has an interesting sign hanging outside. It looks like the... sorry, I'm just going to try and draw a very rough little... I'll just do a dot. You're there. For the Vulgar Goats.
Not
Looks like the sign painter tried to draw a couple of goats, tongues lolling out, eyes kind of boss-eyed running off. It seems like they tried to give the impression of two drunken goats for the sign here. There is a bit of space in the stables, although your mounts are a little bit bigger than... your giant goats are easily the size of most stallions, and Moonin is a bulky boy.
Chunky.
Chonky.
Perhaps it might be best if one of us go inside to get assistance with stabling up these boys.
Well volunteered, brother.
Aye, for fuck's sake. Fine.
I'll go with you just in case, couldn't hurt.
Oh, do you want me to come and hold your hand?
No, don't worry about it. I got this. Don't worry.
So,
I am presentable.
yeah, you're pretty presentable. A little bit on the pongy side. You've been on the road for a while. Armour could probably do with a clean. But other than that, a few little twigs in your beard from where you've been sleeping rough. But other than that, Rory, obviously, you take time in the morning to
Oh yeah, I'm pristine.
make yourself as pristine as possible.
Preened.
The little bit of what looks like wild parsley that's gotten stuck in here, you kind of make it look like it was an intentional choice. Stepping into the tavern, it is low-ceilinged, it is smoky, it is busy. A band of bards, 7 bards, are playing in the corner between the hearth and the bar. The hearth, low embers at the moment. It's mid-afternoon that you've arrived in. So, and as obviously it's I think we're getting towards the end of spring. Gonna have to double check that. Getting towards the end of spring, coming into summer, so it's warm enough. The hearth isn't roaring yet, but it is busy. There's a couple of gnomes, one male, one female, dashing back and forth. Both of them look fairly similar to each other. Both round-faced, fairly young. The male gnome in particular wears a scowl along with his apron. Behind the bar, you see a male human who appears to be like in his late 40s. He's tall and broad. He's got a fairly sizable beard gut from what you can make out. Got a bald head, and like a scrubby salt and pepper beard. Who's kind of stood attentively behind the bar. The two gnomes, obviously, they are bustling around, collecting empty flagons from tables, running food out. I can do a lot of the day-to-day running. Like I said, it's quite busy in here. The tables are all mostly taken, particularly close to the band, who are just currently finishing up a rather energetic number.
Who do you think we need to talk to, Rory? Barman?
Rory has fully walked away from you and is watching the bards.
So, okay, well, there are 7 of them.
Yeah.
At the front is a male half-elf who is playing a lute and singing. He's got like a very a lilting brogue to his voice. Behind him, there is a couple, both human, one male, one female. They look like they might be twins from their striking similarity. The female playing a fiddle and providing some backing vocals, while the male is playing a mandolin, also providing a bit of like a harmony, counterpoint to the lady. There is another female. She is playing a human female playing a tin whistle. Stood next to is a rather wide dwarven female, quite short for a dwarf, but quite broad, playing a bodhran. Am I saying that right? Bodhran? It's a drum.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Irish drum.
Yeah. There is a quite a large, burly-looking half-orc who is playing some weird piped contraption that reminds you a little bit. You don't recognise any of them, no. These aren't people you've met before. It's a weird pipe contraption that reminds you a little bit of Oscar's own instrument, but with some differences, subtly, and actually sounds quite good when played with a band, rather than just going solo. And then there's also a small halfling male who's playing a concertina, but seems to be focusing just as much at winking at anyone nearby with a wide grin as he is on playing.
What a lad!
Oh, I know what he's doing. Cool.
Gotrek, what about you? What are you doing while Ruri is enraptured by this band?
I'm just gonna be like, well, I'll go get him later, and I will walk up to the bar.
Yep. So the barman, just finishing serving some foaming mugs of ale to another patron, looks at you, kind of leans over the bar. It's obviously Baldur's Gate sees visitors of all shapes and sizes, but the bar is still designed by humans for humans, so he does have to lean over a little bit as you approach. Well, Master Dwarf, what can I do for you?
Hello. Just have a question. Who sees to your stables? We have a couple of beasts that need to be stabled for a few days while we're here.
Oh, well,
They're a bit bigger than normal.
I see. Right, well, I mean, normally patrons kind of tie up their own mounts, but if there's issues, I can send you and Banya out to help you. Oi, Banya! And clicks his fingers, and the little male gnome is scattering about, kind of stops halfway between the bar and one of the tables, and he's got like 3 mugs, empty mugs in each hand. What do you want? Banya, I need you to, can you assist this gentleman here? We've just getting their mounts stable. Apparently they're a little bit sizable. The gnome rolls his eyes and sighs. Fine. I'll be out in a moment. And scuttles off to deposit the flagons. Yeah, don't mind him. He's always like that. It's nothing personal.
It's no problem. What's the charge for keeping them here for a few days?
We don't charge if you're hiring rooms.
How much are rooms?
Rooms are up. Shit. Let me bring mine. Sorry, it's opening another file, and my laptop just goes, "No, you've already got 3 windows open." And
Rory!
We're so greedy.
Hey, Rory!
he looks down.
How many rooms?
There's 5 of us.
Aye, but anyone doubling up?
You can. You have a brother.
Well, I mean, I would say, as you can see, we do quite a bit of business. Our rooms are not. I mean, you could probably fit 5 people in a room if you wanted. You might want a couple. I think we've got. I think. He looks over at the other gnome who's scuttling about. Leknem, we've got a couple of rooms going to spare, haven't we? And she kind of looks over and thinks for a second. Well, I'd have to probably bunch up a couple of people into. Yeah, we could make space for a couple of rooms. He's like, all right, yeah, we could probably put you across 2 rooms if that works.
Aye, I think that works.
That'd be 1 gold piece per room per night. If that's agreeable.
Aye, that is. I'll give you 6 gold for 3 nights.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you kindly.
How long are you going to be here for?
Well, sir, Baldur's Gate is wonderful sea, much to see and do.
Aye, thank you very much.
As he's saying this, the small scowling gnome comes back out. Right then, come on, let's see what you've got out there.
Okay, right. Rory, are you coming?
Not like I've got
I'm good
anything
here.
better to do. Bloody dwarves.
Right, come on, let's go.
The adventurers. Muttering as he goes. As you're thinking of saying something, the barkeep just catches your eyes and just kind of shakes his head a little bit, just like, nah.
Oh,
So, so you lead or rather the gnome leads you back outside to the stable, and as he gets out there, he's just like, sighs again and kind of slaps his hands on his side, just like, oh, I guess horses were just too simple, eh? Got to make things complicated. Goats and a boar. And what's all this? And he points to your stretcher with goods.
Stuff that is of no importance to you.
Is it of importance to you? Because you're not going to want to keep it out here if it is.
I don't know. Boys, do you think we should get it inside, or?
Yes.
Well, I didn't think we were going to leave them out here.
Well, you can carry your own stuff inside. They don't offer porter service.
Aye,
Right,
that's fine, we can do
come
that.
on, you. And he kind of goes forward and starts unlashing a couple of horses and trying to squeeze them up into a pen.
Oh.
While they were inside doing that, I think Grishnak would have probably ritual cast speak to animals just to reassure them all and just tell them to be good and enjoy themselves.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
Just your animals or all of the animals?
All of our animals.
All of your animals. Okay.
Yeah.
So as this gnome finishes, kind of squeezing up, bunching up same animals, Moonin's probably the hardest to fit in, but they all acquiesce, having had your assistance in that, without too much difficulty. The gnome does grumble the whole time. You hear several expletives directed towards the boar. Thankfully, you don't think Moonin speaks gnomish, so you're probably all right. Unless there's anything else that you wanted to do out here. I suppose gathering up the eggs and heading inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're cool, unless there's anything else.
No, I think we'll just get on with it, won't we?
Okay, so yeah, as he finishes, Gnome's like, right, come on then. I'm sure Leckenham's got the room sorted by now. I'll show you up, but you can carry your shit.
Wait, one second, my friend. Thank you for the trouble. And
Friend.
I'll just give you silver.
Right, whatever. Bloody welcome. Pockets of silver. He seems to slightly... Yeah, it's a little bit. Oh, okay. Calm a little bit. Was there anything else? Nope. Okay. So while they're coming inside, Ruri, anything else that you're doing in the tavern?
Just like making eyes at the elf, but not really going over, just watching.
Which elf? Oh wait,
The
no.
main bar
Sorry.
elf,
Yep.
yeah.
Only the main one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's it's half elves are almost as tricky to gauge the age of as pureblood elves. This guy probably middle-aged. You can see he's either like middle-aged, which for an elf is half elf is more like kind of 60s, or he's just travelled a lot and seen quite a lot. There's a few lines to the face. It's got a bit of a wild mop, almost a quiff, but a bit of a wild mop of bright red hair. As he sings, you do get the impression watching them between tracks that there's a possibility that there's a fair degree of closeness between him and the lady playing the fiddle, doing the backing vocals.
Okay, I'm into it.
Is it Ginger Elf Morrissey, basically?
No. I'll tell you the inspiration afterwards. But I don't know. Anyone who's good with Gaelic might spot it when... Anyway, we'll get to that. Anyway. So you're just watching the band.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of you, you're led inside. Those of you carrying... Well, I suppose between the eggs and everything. I mean, as you're carrying the eggs in, are you trying to keep them covered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do.
So he shows you up to these two rooms that have been made available. They are modest. They're not anything fancy. Each room contains 4 beds. Rough wood floor, but it's strewn with dried straw. That seems there's a. It's not. It seems like there might have been some kind of. I don't want to say perfume, but there's more of a smoky smell rather than that stale straw smell. Like someone's intentionally tried to counter any bad odours. The linens look clean, if not exactly fancy. It's a serviceable room. There is a large-ish table against the wall at the far end of the room. Of each room, on it is like a large jug that appears to contain water, various glasses around. One of the rooms has a window that goes out into a little back alley. The other room has no windows. You can divvy yourself up as you see fit.
Grishnak will turn to Rogar. Well, I reckon we'll work this out by size. So my thinking is you and the dwarfs in one room, me and Rory and the eggs in another. Seems to work out.
Fine by me.
And
the gnome looks up at this. Eggs? What kind of bloody chicken have you been messing with to have eggs that big?
mind your own fucking business.
The gnome actually kind of expression lightens a little bit. Ah, now you're talking my fucking language. Right, go on, sort yourself out. I've got shit to do. And he toddles off.
And then more quietly, I say to Rogar, but I think we're best taking the room without the window.
Agreed.
Okay, so as you start to deposit the eggs, are you all going downstairs after that, or is what's the plan there?
Yep, I'm going straight down.
Yep.
As I walk down, I just shout up to the rest of them. Did I ever tell you that I'm quite fond of taverns?
Wait for me.
I'll stay with the eggs.
Okay. So, Rogar, you're staying with the eggs. Sorry, Gortrick, did you say you also are? You heading down?
Just checking with Rogar to make sure that he's sure that he wants to.
Yes. I had my fill in El Toro.
All right.
I'll say you did.
Is it the morning? Sorry.
So no, mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon.
You do get the impression that day and night might not mean so much in this city.
Got
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Wander around kind of the immediate area.
Oh, outside the tavern?
Outside the tavern, you're just going to take a little bit of a wander.
Okay. It is definitely a bit of a chaotic shanty town. You get the impression that a lot of the people who live out here are going to be poorer people that work within the city, or at least work in the various industries that exist outside. Like I said, this particular area does seem to be stable yards and taverns for the most part. There seem to be some wholesale traders, like merchants coming in with a lot of with bulk goods, basic goods as well, nothing fancy. They just need to quickly shift for different goods. There seems to be a few warehouses out here, but nothing too elaborate.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're wandering around the area, anyone else? I'm assuming Grishnak's getting around in.
Yeah, so I'll get around in. I'll get an ale for Rory as well, and I'll walk up to it next to him and just sort of hand it to him.
Yep. So that puts you back. Ooh. Well, Gortrek's outside. Rogar's gone for a walk, so that's 3 of you. So yeah, a round would be 12 copper.
Yeah.
Per round.
Cheap.
Yeah, it's not great ale.
But to be fair, I think we overpay for beer quite a lot.
Yeah, we do.
You do. You tend to just give them gold. Now you've got lots of money, you might want to start being tight with it.
What, like Tories?
Yeah, I know, right? It's easy to be free with money when you ain't got much. You're like, fuck it, who cares? But then as soon as you've got money, it's like, oh, I need to safeguard this shit. So yeah, unless you're me. So you're getting around in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Managed to find yourself a table. Yeah, the ones nearer the band and nearer the bar are mostly taken. You're able to find one by one of the front windows where you can see a lot of the world going by. There's a couple more seats just in case Gortrek gets back and decides he wants to join you. But it's definitely a motley assortment in here. looking around, you can see there are a fair bunch of wagoneers, mostly human, halflings here and there. But you can also see small groups of what looks like they could be mercenaries, bounty hunters, possibly even adventurers like yourself. There's a few half-orcs, a few dwarves, a couple of other gnomes aside from the ones working here. You see several half-elves. You even can see at the back, although they seem to have a hood up and seem to be keeping more or less themselves, what looks like might be a dragonborn. But yeah, is there anything you wish to do while you're drinking, or are you just kind of passing time at the moment?
I'll just turn to Cal and just be like, how are you keeping then, son?
It was a little bit touch and go back there.
Yeah, we've got a beer now, haven't you?
Aye, and if you get me enough of them, I'll probably forget the problems.
Well, don't worry about
I
it.
must admit, I was expecting, a dwarven brandy chaser or something a little bit stronger.
Well, the problem ain't
Fucking
got any-
picky, innit?
still.
Yeah, Rory's
Practically
literally
shaking
halfway
still.
to the bar, trying to swap his
I hold-
beer for a wine.
I hold my hand up. He's like, I'm practically shaking. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, drink my beer. Shut the fuck up.
It's only early, Cal. Come on, you got to pace yourself.
So Riri, yeah, you're at the bar, a little bit haggling, for a little bit of extra, for an extra. Oof. Yeah, so you're kind of explaining your request, and he was kind of looking at you a little bit. It's like, well, I mean, wine is a little bit more expensive, mate. I can do you a pitcher of wine, a couple of silver.
Yeah, why not? Sounds good.
It's it might not be what he gives you. Kind of look up and down, like taking in your relatively fine clothing appearance. Might not be what you're used to, mate. Maybe you wanna have a little sniff of it first.
Yes, okay. Yeah,
Kind of
if you
pops a
insist, go ahead.
cork on a rather, rustic-looking bottle. Gives you a sniff. It doesn't smell too far of vinegar.
So it's red.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's a deep red. White
That's
wine.
fine. If
around
it
here.
comes from the vine, it's fine.
Probably does. Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
All right. So yep, sets your pitcher for a couple of silver.
Yeah.
If if you're in the market for something a bit fancier, we do have some elven spirits. Gives you a little wink.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're for the connoisseur, you know.
Right. Okay. Let me come back because I don't trust my friends not to drink the whole bottle in one go, so I'll be back, okay?
No worries, sir. No worries.
Thank you.
Okay. Gotrek, on your
Yes.
little rambles, what are you up to?
Just wondering, like, literally, like shops outside, kind of. Just in all fairness, do you know, like you get those walks where you just want to just kind of clear your head and
Yeah,
on.
I mean, you see a few traders that look like they might be willing to sell some basic furs, fabrics, basic foodstuffs, but nothing that really catches your eye. Unless you are looking for those things.
just seeing what I see. Really, I know it's really not helpful, but literally, it's just whatever's grabbing his attention. Just kind of like, what's over there?
I mean,
what's
trusting what I know of Gottrek's interests, I would say no, you're not finding anything.
Any actually, this might be more. Any raw metal merchants, kind of like see like just gems or rocks or ore.
Do me an investigation check.
Guidance.
Go on then.
Uh,
I'd say it's applicable in this situation. Ooh.
Guidance.
Takes you... Go on then, add your guidance, why not? 21. Takes you a little bit of strolling. You actually have to... you have to go fairly far back down the highway, the high road that you came in on. Passing this section, you do notice this is a little bit of a small walled enclave. It's got like a rough wooden palisade up around it. And a lot of the scents and yeah, a lot of the scents and sights as you pass it do seem quite exotic, although I'd say you don't recognise any of it. But yeah, there's like a lot of bright colours, a lot of fancy materials on display. Yeah, just a lot of unfamiliar spices. Some other smells that you can't quite identify. It seems quite a lively spot. But carrying on a little bit further and getting down around here, you do notice a large yard, and it's loosely fenced off. And there do seem to be some people inside, and they're unloading what appears to be some fairly sizable chunks of raw mel ore. It looks like at the moment they're handling just a bunch of iron ore, but like kind of perusing what else seems to be like on the back of the cart. There might also be what looks like could be some copper, as well as in the far corner. And yeah, looks like there's a few different metals around. Quickly bring up a thing of metal ores. I know about metallurgy.
Just want to approach, just be like, evening. Do you sell the raw ore, or are you taking it to a supplier, or supplying it to someone?
So the work crews kind of stop at your approach and kind of look up at you, and some of them seem a little bit taken aback by it. Have you got your helmet on right now?
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah, they just seem a little bit like, ooh, whoa, but kind of one of them seems to be in charge. Like, go on, get on with it, guys, get on with it. Walks over and he's kind of wiping his hands a little bit from the various dust and such that's accumulated. Well, I mean, usually, yeah, we sell to whole traders and to some of the businesses we're in the city. But you know, if you've got enough coin to spend, then we could consider you as such.
Aye. Just curious at what metal you've got. I see copper and some bits of iron, but
Mostly copper and iron. Yeah, that's what we got the most call for. I think we got some aluminium somewhere. And I know we've got some silver in stock, but that stuff's not cheap, mate.
aye, that's fine. Silver. What else? Anything in particular? Like,
I'm afraid I think that's all we've got at the moment. We might have. I think we've got some of the fancy ones, but I don't know quite what used to be. You know, then we've got some zinc somewhere.
aye, that could be quite useful. How much for a bit of zinc, silver, and I throw a bit of copper and iron? Give me a mixed bag if that's okay.
God, I suppose that'd be. Oh, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
What's the DM not prepared for? Selling ores, you bastard.
A lucky
Imagine
dip
that.
of ores as well.
Aye,
And a
It's
couple
like a
of
pick and mix.
gobstoppers.
Yeah.
aye, I want that. What is that? Oh, I want that too.
Oh, I want this big
And
one.
is that a rusty nail? I'll take that too.
Oh, you swine. You absolute swine. Okay,
What were you saying earlier about 2 hours?
yeah, this is the rest of the session, guys. It's going to be haggling over ores. Okay.
Sweet. I can just like mute my mic and have a little sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit better
Rory,
me for my
Rory,
thing.
you can go for a walk.
We're just drinking.
Yeah.
Never Go out alone.
I would say after a bit of haggling back and forth, you're able to get. Would they do ores in pounds? I feel like they
Grams?
probably would.
They would probably do it in pounds.
Pounds or grams? What do we think? Well, it'd be kilograms if we're talking about raw ores.
Yeah. Well, I just think, grams is more easy to divide, kilograms rather than in pounds.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Okay, so now obviously you've got to transport this shit.
As long as they just put it in a sack, I'll be fine.
Okay, I'd say in a sack then. Ooh, they could probably part with. God, what would Gorshuk be able to lift? Was it strength 16?
Strength is 16. Yep.
16. I would say then. I'm probably going to get this completely wrong, but fuck it.
Isn't it times? Is it time?
Isn't it
Yeah, but that's in
times 15?
pounds.
Times 15 divided by 2.2.
There's
Your
2
lift
kilograms in
goes-
a pound.
Your
2.2
lift and your
kilograms.
carry are different as well.
Yeah.
Because you can I think you can lift twice what you can carry, but obviously that's a short burst.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they can probably do like a couple of kilos or so of silver, maybe 5 kilos of iron, a kilo of zinc, and let's say a couple of kilos again of copper.
Right. So, kilos.
And
You know what you
I'm
should do?
what's
Just
that?
go round with a wagon and just be like, any old iron.
Any hold on, any hold on,
Bring out
any
your
hold
iron.
on.
Bring out your iron.
Metal disposal.
Aye, is that silver spoonware? Oh,
Oh, that's a bit rusty. You want to be getting rid of that.
salad fingers.
Oh,
God.
no.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
And for sake of argument, let's say the whole thing costs you 40 gold.
Okay.
That's probably wrong, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry. Immersion and all that lot. Fucking ore merchant, you bastard.
Hey,
This is why
Who
you get
else?
low rolls.
Who else?
It's karma. Well, no,
Yeah.
obviously I've discovered a weak point in my prep that I need to address in future.
You need to
Just
get
like the old
priceless-
gypsy woman said.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I was so nice to all the gypsy women. Yes.
Just the tip. So while Godric's off being really bloody helpful and buying a raw ore, what's occurring, Rogar? Are you simply
Staring at the eggs.
staring at the eggs, keeping them safe, or
Yeah, I think milling around, like, takes his armor off, and actually, no, he wouldn't take his armor off like that. Just general things, crossword, Sudoku.
he does have a little Sudoku book?
He does, of course, he does. Yeah, just nothing of importance.
Okay. I would say then. Okay, so while you're sat there and you've got your journal and you've been kind of drawing up this. It's an old Icewind Dale game where you challenge yourself to identify patterns in numbers. Just drawing yourself up a bunch of little grids, filling them in with the numerals, and a voice comes into your mind. You seem like you are trying to distract yourself, Rogar.
Maybe.
You are troubled.
Yes, I am troubled. I worry for everyone.
That is
I
natural.
worry. I worry that this is something I should be doing on my own. It is not their place to be putting their lives in danger for me and this quest.
On your own, you would likely fall. Without you, they might not be here today. The bond between warriors is the best weapon and the best armor that they have. That is not to say that it is without risk. I have lost many comrades. But they fell doing what was right. That is all we can do. I myself fell in a worthy battle. I believe you saw some of it.
Yes. But I have never cared about anyone, really. It's not... It's pointless for what we do.
No, it is essential. If you do not care, how can you give your all? It is what drives us. When I fight for my love of Bahamut, but also for the love of my brothers and sisters in arms. Just as they love me. That empowers us. It gives us will. It gives us mental strength.
I don't know what I would do if anyone got hurt. I tried to protect them. I tried to protect, and they stayed. I told them to run, they stayed. If they were to fall, I don't know what I would do. But it is their decision, I suppose.
They stay because they care of you. They do not wish to leave you to throw your life away. That is...
I would not throw it away. It is all for them. I would gladly lay down my life for each of them. 2 times, 3 times over.
And maybe one day you will have to. But not yet. You would not feel this doubt if that was the case. You would know, as I knew, as my comrades knew. You came through that encounter together. Look at those who died. They died because they ran. They died because they broke.
True.
Isolated and alone, we are weak. Our enemies are numerous. They'll pick us off.
You're right. It's just...
Look at the pretty one. He is
Yes.
willful, and there's power in that. But he is very squishy. How long do you think he would last without you there to help him? How long do you think you would last without him there to help you? Taraxes is a noble and powerful warrior. But do you want to rely on his wisdom? Ha!
True. It's just... Rory should have gone. I told him to go and he didn't go. I don't know what I would do if he got hurt.
You do everything you could to heal him, to bring him back. And if you could not, fight on in his memory.
If I could not... I would besiege Bahamut. Every god. Tiamat if I had to.
Do not say that.
To trade places with him. The world is made better because of people like Rory.
This may be true. Tiamat is a creature of greed, ego and avarice. Some deities may be willing to honor such a deal. Others only take. They look for angles. Do not give her an angle. She will manipulate that. Do not leave yourself open to temptation.
I've always been so sure of everything. And now, as soon as I start to really care and really feel like I have a family, I'm fearful to lose them.
Your friends stuck by you, even when you told them not to. Their mind was made up. They would not leave your side. You can be sure of them. They will fight by your side no matter what. Don't throw that away.
Never. Thank you.
Thank you. It is good to fight again. I have not faced fiends in centuries. Devilish creatures. It was good to slay them. It's unfortunate we were not able to protect more, but I feel that your allies in that fight were colorful characters.
Yes, you could say that. But they were trying to help.
In their way.
I appreciate your counsel, friend.
It is okay. It is always yours, if you wish it. And sometimes when you don't. But that is the deal we make, is it not? Ah!
It is, indeed.
See, you feel him
I feel-
fade quietly away.
I think I'll just sit there kind of thinking, pondering.
You hear his voice come back just for a moment. Oh, by the way, top left, that's a 9.
Ah, yeah. I knew that.
I'm sure you did. He fades back into
I forgot I was fucking Dragon Sudoku.
fades back into quiet. Okay, people downstairs, people in the tavern. What are you doing? Because it's starting to get into early evening now. The
How
tavern.
many have we had?
I would say you're probably on your, I don't know, third or fourth round. So it's 12 copper a round if you're just getting ale. Well, actually no, only you two are drinking ale. So that's 8
I've got
copper
my
a
picture
go.
of wine.
You got your pitcher of wine. You've already paid for that. That's probably starting to run a little bit low. So if you want another one, you might have to top up.
Has the band of bards taken a break yet?
I would say at this point they are kind of finishing up the half elf steps forward. Right, we're going to take a little breather. We'll be back shortly to play you into the evening. You stay good there. The band breaks. Some of them going over to the bar, some of them settling down on the table near the hearth. Some of them sitting down, just kind of sagging. Whew, taking a bit of a sigh and a breather. The little halfling kind of sauntering over to a table, leaning on it suggestively and starting chatting to a couple of the young ladies who are sat there. Definitely notice there is a warm embrace and a kiss shared between the half elf and the female fiddle player.
That's fine.
They definitely seem to be a couple.
That's cool. That's actually quite cute. I would like to go up to them, please.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to compose myself as if I was at the temple. You know, sort of like perfect posture, chin up, hands clasped in front of me. And then I normally have the mandolin on my back, but I've got it sort of hanging off one shoulder so they can sort of see it behind my back, so they know I'm a bard, but I don't have to tell them.
So as you approach, the dwarven lady does kind of look up and kind of raise an eyebrow, and I mean, she's quite good at it as well. This is quite an impressive eyebrow raise. She's got the sides of her head are shaved, and she's almost got...
Is she the dwarven rock?
It's a little bit that way, yeah. She shaved the sides of her head, and she's actually got dark hair, which is a little unusual for dwarves. Jet black, that she's got braided into like 3 large, almost cornrow-esque, I guess, but like they're quite big and thick, and then tied into like more like dreads actually, and they're tied into a little clump at the back. You raise an eyebrow as you approach, and you can see her kind of setting herself a little bit, eyeing you warily. As does so, the half-orc catches her gaze, looks over at you, and then you see him kind of make a small gesture to her, and she relaxes back into the chair a little bit. You'll see you a player?
You could say that.
I mean, I could say a lot of things, mate, but it's a pretty yes or no question. You play that thing, or is it just for show?
No, I could play it.
Oh, yeah. At this point, so the human male who looks to be one of the 2 twins, who also has a mandolin, seems to be, he's got his flagon to his lips, but it's kind of watching this exchange over the top of it with what seems like a little kind of a bemused expression, a little smirk on his face. But the female with the tin whistle, the half elf and the other lady seem to be kind of deep in a shared conversation, but the lady who's playing the tin whistle looks up this. Shump, stop teasing him. Come on, where's your manners? So, and she looks to you now. You seek an audience with us?
That's in a manner, yes. I just came to
You're a nervous one, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm more nervous now you pointed it out.
One as pretty as you should be a little bit more confident.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. That's very, very sweet.
That's
my name's Rory.
Rory. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Regan.
You as well.
Say again?
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Sorry. I've never seen such a large troupe perform together before. It's quite a spectacle to behold.
Ah, well, we do pride ourselves in our bond. I'm Regan.
That's very...
The surly orc there, that's Shump. A little compatriot here, and she pats the dwarven lady on the shoulder. This is Tordred, the flirty little bastard that you see over there. That's Finnan. I wouldn't listen to anything he says. He's full of bullshit. This one here, she gestures over her shoulder to the male with the mandolin. This is Moran. That's his sister there, Burgit. And then our leader, Davarith, gesturing to the half-elf. Put those names in the chat for you,
Nice.
if you want to note them down for yourself. And if you do forget any details, I can give them to you after the session, if you need them.
No worries.
So, bit of a bard yourself, are you? You're pretty enough for it.
I am. I've not played here, but I'm known in the land we come from as the Mandolin of Fandolin.
The mandolin of Fandolin. She kind of almost matches the dwarven lady's eyebrow and starts to shuck a little bit. That's an interesting name. You're from Fandolin.
Well, no, I hail from Waterdeep.
Oh, do you now?
I do.
How'd a boy from Waterdeep end up in a back-ass place like Fandolin?
I rode a goat here.
Well, that answers everything.
Sorry, I do apologise. No, so me and my friends, I'll sort of gesture to the table with Grishnak and Cal. Me and my friends over here, we've been travelling. We're actually searching for a wizard.
A wizard?
A wizard, yes. Not a specific wizard, just sort of like a general wizard. You don't happen to know any, do you?
Shumska, do we look like fucking mages? Nah, mate.
No.
We're travellers. Finnan
Oh,
can
so
weave the odd enchantment here and there. Reagan's no slouch with the odd illusion, but I doubt we're what you're looking for.
That's okay. So where do you come from if you're not from Baldur's Gate?
We kind of says we all kind of hail from all over the place and travel from here to there. Never stay too long in any one place, mostly because of Finnan, if I'm honest. Does cause a fair bit of trouble.
Oh yes, I can imagine. I've met a few like him in my day.
Sure you have. Well, Baldur's Gate is a big place. I'm sure you could find a general wizard somewhere.
Yeah. Would you recommend I go inside the gate into the center of the town, city?
Well, I'd say if you're looking for anything beyond a beer, then yeah, that's where most things happen. We don't really bother with it ourselves. They're all a bit stuck up in there, and obviously guild rates apply once you're inside the city walls.
Guild rates.
Oh, you know how it is. Got to be a member to play. We travel
of
too
course
much to make any of that
you do.
worthwhile. That's why we don't bother with Waterdeep. I'm guessing you are a member of that there establishment.
Funnily enough, I am. Yes.
Aye. Well, not to belittle it or nothing, but, you know, we prefer the freedom of the open road. But, you're pretty far from Waterdeep yourself, and your companions. What are you, adventurers?
Yes, we're adventurers. We are known as the Burning Blades.
Oh, are you now?
Yes.
Can't say we've heard of you, but, you know,
No, we mostly call ourselves it. It's fine.
well, that's how it always starts, isn't it? At this point, the dwarven lady does kind of look up with a big grunt. What are you slaying? Anything good?
Well, I did kill a dragon a few weeks ago.
Ha! Killed a baby dragon, did you?
No, it wasn't a baby. No.
Would we hear the guffaws of them about his dragon killing?
I'd say you're sat. If you're listening in, it's a little tricky to make out all of the words over the noise of the bar, but yeah, I'd say you can make out bits and pieces.
I feel like drunk Cal would
Yeah.
go to the defence of Rory. I wonder how kind of rotted down the head is in the bag right about now.
I'm assuming that's the cultist head, isn't it? No, the
That's the
dragonborn.
cultist head.
Sorry, the half-dragon head.
Yeah, but
It's not
I'm
looking good.
I'm not going to produce that yet, but I might.
Well,
have
that's
to
in
go over
Rory's
it.
bag, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Bag of holding. Because Rory, you've also got various bits of blue dragon on you. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But is it just Cal going over to back Rory up, or are you headed over as well, Grishnak?
Yeah, I'm definitely going over. I'll turn to Callum's like, I think our dragon slays underselling himself, don't you?
So-
Let's go and help him.
At this point, as you approach, the half elf and the lady do also kind of break their little conversation at this point and look up. Half elf speaking up. Oh, looks like we've got ourselves quite a gathering around our table all of a sudden. What's this all about then? Regan, you going to introduce us to our friends? And she kind of goes, oh, this is Rory, apparently slayed a dragon. And for these
I
two,
don't-
she points at Grishnak and Cal as they rock up. Well, who do you have the pleasure of talking to?
Well, I'm Grishnek. This is Cal.
You do notice Grishnak as you introduce yourself. Shump does look up and give you a kind of like a little nod, a little respectful incline of the head.
And he ain't bullshitting, you know. He did kill a dragon. Well, I mean, I did a lot of the work, but he definitely finished it off.
You notice at this point, the dwarven lady is eyeing the very large axe on your back, Grishnak. And whereabouts is you killing this dragon? Oh shit, that's not right, is it? Never mind.
Little town called Greenest.
There's a little bit of murmuring around this. Davith turns to the lady next to him. Bridget, you say something about... You heard something about Greenest being attacked by a dragon, didn't you? A little bit nodding. Well, maybe you're telling the truth. We might not have heard of you, but we may well have heard of your exploits. Ah. Well, come on, don't just stand there. Sit. And kind of gesture. So there's not chairs there, but there is a space where you could pull up chairs.
I'll use Unseen Servant and sit on that.
It gives you a
let my
weird
arms
look.
go
So
and
basically, your
look
unseen
down.
servant is in like a kind of a squat, seated squat position.
So I'm literally just like floating.
You'll sit on the lap. Reagan does laugh this. That's a good trick. I like it.
I'll just pull up a chair like a regular person.
I go back to the table we were sat at and drag a chair from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bring one for Grishnak as well, or Grishnak, you just pulling a chair out from someone?
No, I'll go and get one. I'm not a dickhead.
No one judge you. So yeah, you pull
Aye.
up your seats and join them.
I turn my chair to, sit on it backwards like the cool kid that I am.
Like a cool kid.
Do you get on it like Riker?
Well, I discovered that the chair is slightly wider than my legs allow for, so I have to kind of
It's like you're
Wiggle.
riding a horse.
I have to wiggle onto the chair, and I finally just sort of slump down and go, well, who's buying the beer then? Because I ain't getting off this chair anytime soon.
They all kind of look at you guys.
Well, I guess that's us then. So who's fetching the beer then? Because I can't get off this chair anytime soon.
I'll go get a
And I just put a gold piece on the table.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as you put the gold piece down, it's like, oh, mine's an ale. Oh, yeah, I'll be having an ale as well. Hey, got any wine? I'll take a wine if they got them.
Well, I wouldn't quite call it wine, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, trust me, I've been drinking it all night. I know how piss it is, but it's better than the ale.
Cool.
Grishnak sort of smirks and he pulls out a platinum, gives it to Rory, gets something nice as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
So, yeah, going up presenting the platinum.
Yeah, so you were talking about elven spirits before.
The barman looks down as you place the platinum. Oh, bloody hell. You setting up a tab, mate?
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough. All right, yeah. Elven spirit.
What's a tab?
10 gold for a bottle. Oh, it's that thing of... I'll make a note of it, and you keep coming up and ordering what you want, and I'll stick it on... You're going to want food at some point. You're putting quite a lot away.
I mean,
I'd hate
I'm
to see it
fine.
end up back on the floor, you know?
I mean, so yeah, okay, yeah, maybe I'll have like some like rye bread or something, but I think these guys are fine.
Tell you what, I could put you a nice platter together for 5 silver.
Yeah, why not? Go on.
Alright, well, that'll be 5 silver for the platter. Bottle of Elven Spirits, that'll put you back about 10. I mean, tell you what, you'll probably drink all night on that thing there. Right, how many are what?
So, I would like.
Sake of
I would
argument, yeah.
Yeah, blah,
Sort
blah,
out the
blah.
drinks, we're not going to...
Good drinks, everyone.
So you come back with a bottle of Elven Spirits, a couple of pitchers of wine, and various flagons of ale. A short while after, the female gnome, Leknim, comes over. Right, there you are then. places down a... Why is everyone in this place either Cockney or Irish? Places down the platter, rye bread, large hunk of cheese, some meats. It's the usual tavern fare.
I'm going to take some food up to Rogar.
Yeah. So, as Rory's fetching stuff from the bar and taking food up to Rogar, Grishnak, Cal, any... So I'd say at this point, Davarith, the red-headed half-elf, leans in. So, adventurers then. You say you're at Greenest. What exactly happened there? You've got to have some good stories to tell.
Do we half? Fucking hell. Cal, do you want to tell him?
Aye, well, we were on a mission and we got to find this guy that Rory knows. And when we got there, there was just an army of these dragon cultists as far as the eye could see. And there was this big blue flappy fuck in the air. Rogar, who you've not met, he's up in the room, he's not feeling too well. He distracted him so we could get in and try and see what was going on. And it all just went a little bit mad from there. People getting killed left, right, and centre. Grishnak here split a guy in two. From the head down, not across his waist, head down.
Yeah, and he was their fucking champion as well.
Oh, is he now? And you say your friend, he distracted a dragon all by himself?
Oh, that he did.
It's pretty bold.
Probably the bravest fucker I've ever met.
You do notice at this point that Burgett has taken out... she's taken out a small rough quill, a little scrap, and seems to be making the odd note here and there.
And that ain't the half of it. So we're in there fighting this dragon. This is later on, obviously. But we get back into the town. The dragon starts attacking the tower we're in. We start going in on the dragon. Me, Rogar, the big dragon bomb fella, Rory, Cal, we're all laying into it. And guess what? His fucking brother, he's standing at the city gates. There's an army of fucking cultists, and he takes them all down. The man's a fucking wall. I've never seen it like it.
You know, so at this
it's
point...
not just his armour that's made of steel.
At this point, Gortrek, you would re-enter the tavern, a large sack of raw ore over your shoulder.
God, I'm hungry.
You do see your companions sat down with this band, platter of food, various drinks on the table.
I will saunter over, put the bag down, take the helmet off. God, where's the food?
Reagan raised an eyebrow. This would be the wall you were telling us about.
Ah, yeah. Wall of
I
Green
mean,
Nest.
Wall of
It's
Greenest.
a relatively short wall, but it's pretty sturdy.
Tordred laughs at this. Burgett, who's taking the notes, has raised your eyebrow again. Wall of Greenest. That's got a bit of a ring to it. I like it.
Oh, you can use that if you want.
I think I bloody will. Oh, what else then? You guys seem like you've been around, done bits and pieces.
Oh, well, there was this time we saved, after the whole Green Nest debacle, the dragon cult had some hostages. So we broke into their camp, full of fucking orcs, cultists, whatever you want, and we busted them out.
Interesting. Oh, what was this? Some kind of like prison break, or what? He just set in, burned the place down. Paint me a picture.
Well, Callie did get a bit happy with the old fireballs as usual.
Aye, there was many a crispy death that night.
Crispy death. Not quite a ring to it, but I could use it. So, while this gone downstairs, Rui, you taking anything up to Rogar? Are you just dropping stuff off and heading down, or...?
I'm taking him some food, and I'm going to take him some wine as well. Just a single glass.
So yeah, you find Rogar deep, lost in his Sudoku, guarding the eggs.
So the eggs are still here then?
Yes, everything's fine. All fine, no problems. How are you?
I'm fine. We made some friends. The bards, they're down there. hearing the tales of our exploits.
Ah, interesting.
Are you hungry?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go
And put the,
gingerly,
give him the
gingerly
food.
take it. I I think I owe you an apology, Rory. It was unfair of me to take my anger out on you.
I'm not mad at you, Rogar.
And nor are you. I just I didn't want you to get hurt, and I think I was just worried. Misdirected anger, I think they call it.
No, I understand. Obviously, it's very, very frowned upon in my temple to let your emotions get control of you, but I do understand that it is, well, it's not how you intend to behave. The point I was trying to make is that, well, if we fight, we all fight. If we run, we all run. We don't leave people behind. And I just want to make sure that you know that.
I think I'm beginning to know that. I think my upbringing and etc. It's given me the idea that I am a servant. I am here to lay down my life when necessary. I've never had friends. My family is nothing to speak of. I am unsure how to behave with this group we have now. I care so much for each of you.
Well, Rogar, obviously the past week or so has proven in several ways that I know very little about Dragonborn culture. But what I will say is that my life has been shaped by the love and the bonds that I've formed with my chosen family. And hopefully, the longer we continue on this path together and the longer we save people together, the more we can help each other.
Yes, that sounds good. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me.
You are welcome.
And thank you for bringing me back to life about 4 times so far. That's been really helpful.
You were just knocked. A little knock to the head. You are tougher than you look.
I don't like to brag about it.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Mm.
I think I am somewhat softer than I look.
You are a bit squishy, aren't you?
At times. Anyway, thank you for the food. I'm sure you have lots of things to talk about with the bards downstairs.
No, I'm fine up here. I thought we could have a picnic. Let them get drunk downstairs and pass out, or we can
They're
guard the
drinking
eggs.
again?
Of course they're drinking again.
Oh, God, we're never going to get anything. We're never going to out of this town. City,
I do know
whatever.
where to look for a wizard, though. I did get that from the bards. So,
Oh, well, that's good.
so maybe when they've got their fill, if they're too drunk, we can go in the morning. If they're not, we can go head out tonight, find a wizard, get these eggs taken care of.
Well, yes, maybe we could go in the morning. I'm sure they won't feel very well.
Yeah, I'll eat food with Brogar.
Yep.
And we'll just I'll get him to explain Sudoku to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like, are you good with numbers? Kind of like point the dragon Sudoku or whatever the fuck this is that we've now written into the law.
It's a
funny
thing
you
now.
should
It's
mention
canon.
My first ever possession on the street was an abacus with half the numbers missing. I'm sure I can fill in the blanks.
I'm really good up to 20.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, downstairs, you carry on talking with the bards. Just give me a rough idea. What tales are you telling them of? Obviously, you tell them of the battle at Greenest, and then again at the camp.
I think pretty much everything where we look good and the dragon cult looks shit.
Okay.
Other than taking the eggs, we're not going to mention that.
You don't mention the eggs.
Don't mention the eggs at the moment.
Good to know. Okay, so you carry on telling them a few stories. Cal and Gortrek chipping in with details here and there. You manage to give them a fairly decent picture of your triumphs so far. I'm assuming you skip out the recent events outside Eltrail.
Of course.
Sure. So they seem interested. There's a few points where there's like a little raised eyebrows, like you're not sure if they believe you, but Burgett seems to note it down anyway. She doesn't seem really to care. I mean, bards are more interested in telling a good story rather than necessarily a true story.
They can't talk about the Spellforge cave because Rory has copyright on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, do you tell them anything of Phandalin, or is this all strictly at Greenest onwards?
I don't know, like, I personally wouldn't think it'd be a good idea to tell them of Phandalin, or that we're all from Phandalin.
Okay, yeah, so kind of skip over that one. So after a while, they do go back to their playing, carry on. But yeah, you seem to have piqued their interest. Okay, so do you continue sitting down there?
I just turn to Carl and Gotrek, and I just say to him, "That's what I'm talking about. A bit of positive publicity for us, and we make the Dragon Cult look like fucking idiots.
Aye.
They're going to go to every tavern on the Sword Coast now, tell them all about how the Dragon Cult are a pile of shit."
Aye, but wouldn't that also make the Dragon Cult want to kill us more? Because now we're technically besmirching their name. Not that I give a shit, but wouldn't that paint more of a target on our back?
There's a voice over your shoulder at this. Sorry, no, go ahead, Cal.
And say, I don't think that they could want to kill you more than when you shouted your name at them, you great twat.
A voice chips in at this comment from Cal. Ah, yeah, I'd agree with that. Sounds about right. Stood behind you, Gotrek and Cal. Oh well, as well as yourself to an extent, Gotrek.
Sounded like Learson.
Did it? I've only got so many voices in here, man. Is a female half-elf. Looks fairly young, but again, elven blood, hard to tell. She's got a pointed face. She's a fairly lithe figure. She's got short-cropped dark hair, and she's dressed in plain commoner's clothes. And at this, she does kind of gracefully wheel around you, pull up one of the chairs that one of the bards was sat in, and sits opposite the three of you, but staying fairly close and kind of leans in, head rested on her hand. And there's a bright sparkle to her eyes, but a serious cast to her expression. Now, I might say you want to be a little bit careful who you go spinning yarns to, but can't argue with your logic. Might not be a bad thing to make the cult look like fools. And yeah, you certainly couldn't piss them off any more than you already have. Well done on that front, by the way.
Excuse me, who are you?
Of course. How rude
Very
of me.
pertinent question.
You can call me Hemi.
Hemi. Right.
Leosin sends his regards.
Oh, thank goodness.
I represent certain agencies within Baldur's Gate. Not solely, of course, but
It wouldn't be with a previous acquaintance that we just the thing.
she kind of looks blankly at you. What?
Are you with the Centurion?
She kind of you've had a few drinks at this point, and you said that a little bit louder, maybe, than intended. You said, "Psst, psst." No, I'm bloody well not. I'm with
Right,
Leosin.
Other one then. The
Yes.
pigeon people.
Pigeon people.
Oh, why
Sure,
did I
we'll go with that.
I don't even know what the fuck he means by that.
No, I'm not entirely sure either, but I think you know who I'm with.
Aye. Pigeon people.
Where are the rest of you? There should be a couple of others
Aye, upstairs.
upstairs. I see. And you've still got your cargo.
That we have.
Good. They're safe.
Same as ours is.
Well, I'm not sure how safe any house is around here. You obviously haven't been to Baldur's Gate before, but I understand the expression.
Safe as rich people's houses then.
Ah,
How's
well,
that? Yeah.
there you go. We're on the same page now. You kicked up a bloody hornet's nest for that, let me tell you. There's a
We
price.
made him mad.
Oh, and then some.
Good.
There's a price on your head. Many people out looking for you.
On Gotrik's gonna lean in. On what particular side is this bounty being placed? Like the Zentarim or the cult, or what are we talking?
Cult, you bloody fool.
Aye, but I mean, you can't blame us for asking about the Zentarim. I mean, they might be a bit pissed that they lost a bunch of their guys plus a wizard.
They did what? What? It doesn't matter. I couldn't really give a fuck about the Zents, and any loss on their part is a boon for us, allies or no. I don't trust the fuckers. No, the cult. You really riled them up. Haven't
How
had
much
anything.
then?
How
Aye,
much? Well,
Yeah, what's the price?
it's kind of for the lot of you, to be honest. 10,000 gold. But they particularly want you. She points to you, Gotrek. Oh, yeah. The black-scaled half-dragon. She is pissed.
I wouldn't be surprised. I give her quite the beauty mark.
I
Yeah.
heard.
And he gave me your name, you Wally.
Yeah, I heard. You want to be careful with that, my friend. It's not like you guys are exactly very subtle. They got descriptions, they got names. They know who they're looking for now. And I don't mean your name. All of yours. You'd be Grishnak. Calibre. Another Doomfist. And the other one, Rogar Grimfrost. Riri Waters. Oh yeah, they got your names.
Question: how did they get the rest of them when I was the only one who get association? I'm guessing.
Well, think about it. The Doomfist. It's a fairly big name. The cult's got fingers all up and down Faerun. They get all kinds of information. It's not exactly hard for them to track Godric Doomfist back to the bunch of valiant adventurers that liberated Phandalin. People are talking about that everywhere.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
How drunk are we at this point? Because I'm just feeling like I'm going to poke him and go, "We're famous."
You're pretty drunk.
aye, brother, I know we're famous, but it's the wrong kind of famous. Then
There's
again,
also plenty of survivors from Greenest who are happy to boast about their rescue at the hands of the brave protectors of Phandalin. You're making a name for yourself, which is good, but does come with some pitfalls.
What pitfalls are them?
Well, you got a bloody 10,000 gold bounty on your head.
I'm a little disappointed with the value, but I mean, 10,000 gold. Haven't we got that much now?
Well, it's early days.
I think we do.
They may well put it up if they're struggling to track you down. They want to get a bit of outside interest going.
I might go and hand myself in for the reward and kill them all.
I mean, I'm quite happy to be fair. I mean, that's probably the highest bounty I've ever had on my head.
Aye, but it's not for you in particular. It's us as a collective.
Well, yeah.
Well,
tell
yeah,
me
but
about
I'm
it,
pretty
mate.
sure they'd happily...
I mean,
Go ahead.
if you divide it by 5, that's 2,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd happily pay 2,000 to get one of you in.
Aye. That's fair.
Can I just do a bit of a... We're still obviously sat in a tavern.
Yeah.
How loud is this conversation right now?
I was saying you're doing inside whispers. It's
Right,
not with
cool.
the noise of the band and the general hubbub. You can do me a perception check if you want.
I'm just assuming that there's probably a bunch of people in there that may or may not wish to claim a bounty.
You can do me a perception check.
Well, they can fucking try.
Yeah, I mean, no one seems to be paying attention to you. From what you can make out.
Cool.
Everyone appears more interested in their own business. I mean, I'd say there does seem to be a fair few other groups, beg your pardon, in here that could be adventurers. The odd little snippet that people might overhear probably doesn't distinguish itself from your average adventurer banter. You know, you wouldn't be the first people in the world with a price on their head, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No one seems too interested.
Don't like that. Too interested. So, Finnan was it?
No, Finnan was the halfling.
Is it? What was
the
this
band.
one's name then?
She introduced herself as Hemi.
Didn't write that one down.
There you
I
go.
will write it
Sorry,
down
I
now.
didn't put it down either. There you go, Hemi.
Mhm.
Half-elf,
So,
female,
Hemi,
looks young.
Are you gonna join us for a drink so we can actually talk properly? Or are you just gonna stand there whispering all night?
She is sat opposite you. At this point, she does kind of pull over the pitcher, and one of the glasses, one of the cups left behind by the bard, and does pour herself a large cup. Well, I've got to stay fairly on it, you know. Keep my wits about me. But yeah, indulge myself a little bit. Been waiting all bloody day
So-
for you guys to show up.
Well, if you're here, where's Leeson?
I can't exactly tell you where he is. Don't entirely know. I know he was heading north from Elturel. We tried not to be too open with our activities in case any messages are intercepted. He got in touch with my superiors, let us know to expect you. Passed on a little bit of information, and obviously we've got our own ears to the ground in various places. I'll warn you, there's quite a few cultists in the city at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to keep a bit of a low profile. They are going to recognise you.
I might have a new mask before then. You know, I might be able to hide.
Well, yeah, you might, but
I don't think I am. Can't change my armor that
Where's,
often.
I could wear that bucket you made me.
I was going to say, where's Grishnak's helmet? It improved his looks tremendously.
Fuck you and all.
not really interested in your intergroup flirting, to be honest. But,
Well, we are interested in getting out of Baldur's Gate quite quickly.
yeah, figured you would be, and I might be able to help you on that one.
Excellent. Do you know where we're going?
Nope. But I've heard you... Leosin said something about you having a plan, some way of... some safe place for the eggs.
Aye, we need to get to, we're going to lean in. Bryn Shanda.
Hmm.
Yeah. Quickly, as best as possible.
I can't. But we know someone who might. And
Right.
she does... She can be a little bit difficult, but
Money's an issue, that is not a problem.
probably not.
Right.
It's... You'll see if you meet her. She's not really too bothered with money. She's worked with us before. We trust her. But she's...
You've got your fan.
Yeah, she... Maybe we should talk about this with all of you.
Aye, come with us. Right, grab the drinks and grab the food. Do we have a tab?
Yeah, I think Rory set one up. We'll settle it up in the morning.
Alright, okay. No, I'm going to get a couple. Well, no.
How much of the spirit is left?
I'd say between you and the band, you've drained quite a fair bit of it. Not much.
I'm going to
I'll
take
just
a
grab the bottle and take it up to the room.
You getting any more on the way up, Gorchik? I mean, for a
yeah,
platinum,
flagon.
yeah,
Flag.
easily covered by the platinum from earlier. Okay, so yeah, she waits for you, follows you all up. Rogar and Ruri, as you're sat eating and mulling over,
Make sure I got my stack of ore as well.
dragging up the stairs. Dumph, dumph, dumph. Yeah, there's a knock on your door, Rogar, Ruri. Whoever's knocking.
Open up!
Oh, hello. Thaumaturgy, the door open.
So the door just seems to magically open of its own accord. Rogar and Rory casually sat
So I'm imagining like cross-legged on the floor, facing each other, with the book in between us.
I'll
Hemi
go with that.
walks in, kind of looking around like Shane's place. Not interrupting anything, am I?
The numbers.
Yeah, it's just numbers. I'm
Numbers.
sorry. Who are you?
Sure. Close the door, will you? Gestures to whoever's last in.
I shall also use thaumaturgy to close it.
Well, everyone's showing off tonight, are they?
Thaumaturgy off.
Rolly Grimfrost, Rory Waters, pleasure to meet you. You can call me Hemi. I'm an associate.
Hello, Emmy.
I'm an associate of Leosin.
Ah.
Just been talking to your friends here. Ah, those will be the eggs then, will they?
They will.
You stirred up a right hornet's nest. Did I already say that? I think I already said that.
You did say that, yeah.
Oh well. They are pissed, by the way.
Hey, the bounty. 10,000 gold for all of us.
What?
That's 2,000 each.
Aye.
Well, you're causing them a lot of problems. One dragon egg is rare enough. 3. Costs them a lot of resources to secure
Meanwhile,
those, and now they don't have them.
This is the second time they put a bounty on my head.
Wait, what? Second time?
Yes. I'll pull out my letter that says wanted Rory Waters description.
Yeah, you remember we used the bounty letter before at the camp, didn't we?
That's right, you did.
Did we? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the captee.
Hemi gracefully strides over to one of the beds and kind of jumps onto it straight into a kind of cross-legged sitting position. I mean, I overheard you talking to the bards earlier. Said you want to make the card look like idiots. Well, I'll tell you, there's very little that fucks up their attempts to negotiate and barter with other dragons than losing 3 dragon eggs.
Well, to be honest, I don't think they need our help to look like idiots.
Well, let me tell you, it has helped.
Well, that's nice to know.
What little we can gather coming down from the higher-ups is they are pissed. Really pissed.
Good.
It's quite a blow you've struck them. They'll do a lot to try and get these things back. It's not just about the eggs themselves, it's about what they represent. It's about showing that they're competent, that they're worthy of... You know, you try and get allies and it looks like you can't keep your own forces in check, you know? When you can't hold on to anything that you grabbed. It's not a good look.
It's definitely not going to sit well with some of them orcs that they've got working with them. Tell you that.
They're a little bit of a different matter, to be honest. I don't think the orcs could really give a fuck about the eggs. I'm talking more about the... mostly with them attempting to deal with other dragons, trying to get them on side, you know? But also... and they've got other allies. They're having issues in that regard, you might say. It's not so much that they're losing allies, more that they're losing leverage. Anyway. So what is your plan? Like I said, they're going to go to great lengths to try and get these things back. The further you can put these things out of their reach, the better.
So I'm sorry for being paranoid. It's just I really need to establish that we can trust you, if you don't mind. Do you...
What do you want to know? I can give my
Well,
word, but...
Just a simple test, really. Do you know who the Harper's contact is in Phandalin?
I do. Shit, hang on, let me
If
pull
you-
up a name.
We know who it is.
It's on the tip of my tongue. But shit, we haven't been there in so long.
So I won't ruin it.
Mandolin. Begins with a G. Look, I've got lots of NPCs to
I
remember.
know you do, mate. I know, it's fine.
I'm talking about
You're still forcing him through looking at it.
talking about Sister Gabrielli.
The very same, yeah. Lovely. Okay. That's all.
That's all, huh? Well, you're easy.
Thank you?
Yeah, I guess. So, your friends downstairs said something about Prince Shanda?
Well, we actually need to get to Kelvin's Cairn, but Bryn Shanda's probably the closest city.
Kelvin's Cairn. I don't know it.
Not many do.
Well, Icewind Dale itself is a bit of a rugged wilderness. If you're going as far as Bryn Shander, anything beyond that is a bonus. So yeah, might be I can help you.
How?
There's a wizard, lives in the city. Oh, big shock, I know. There's many wizards in this city, but one in particular, she's worked with us before. She's difficult. She's been around a long time. Picked up a lot of idiosyncrasies. But she's got some pretty powerful magics at her command. She's been to a lot of places. Might be able to get you close.
Go on.
Well, that's about all there is to it, to be honest. I can take you along, I can give you an introduction, and you might be able to get her to help.
Do you know what she might want in return for this help?
Honestly, no.
Ah.
I said, she's difficult. She's not exactly... No, I couldn't say. She's mercurial. Sometimes she helps us just because it amuses her. Other times, get her in a bad mood. She sometimes wants things. Sometimes she wants us to do stuff for her.
Okay.
Sometimes...
We have stuff.
One time she just wanted a promise that we wouldn't bother her for like another 2 years or something.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a funny one. But don't worry, that was like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, if you want, I could take you along now. You can wait till morning. I don't know. She's a funny one. It's not that
Are you
late.
sober enough to go now?
I also, Roga, didn't you mention the individual that we are going to go see requires some knowledge or some shit, if I'm remembering right?
Yes, a gift.
Aye. Shouldn't we best go about finding some knowledge to impart? Because we kind of haven't done that yet.
How about never trust an unhelpful fart?
Bahamut suggested that Torveth was a fan of historical artifacts.
Something historical. It doesn't need to be valuable, I don't think.
Is there a museum around?
Well, we can't do that. No, wait. Wait. I'll go into the bag and I'll pull out the map of Wave Echo Cave. Do you think maybe she'd like this, Rogar? It's historically significant.
Maybe. That's good work.
Not many people know where it is.
It's true. Is there anything else from the Spellforge that we don't mind?
I might be able to impart written instructions on how to operate it and how to recharge it. I mean,
Is it historical?
It's technical documents on how to make it work. I did read all the books on it, and I do keep it maintained. Well, I did. Probably can copy it. It won't be as
Perhaps.
old, but it'll be accurate.
Perhaps. The map might suffice. Yes, we'll figure something out on the way. I don't think anything we can find here will suit the purpose.
Ah,
So, we going?
Well, Callie, are you sober?
Why did you ask me that? I mean,
Because
all been drinking.
you're swaying.
because Krishnak never gets hungover.
I don't get hungover.
Are you sure?
Brother, you're swaying.
To be fair, Kel doesn't really get hungover.
Okay, first.
The fact that he's unbalanced.
I just hurt my leg because of the way I was sat on the chair. I'll be fine.
Look,
So we're all feeling good. We're feeling ready.
if you want to go
yes.
tonight, I'd say go now, because it's going to take a little while to cross the city.
Better now than
Aye,
tomorrow morning.
let's just go now. Get it out of the way.
We do probably need to take the eggs with us,
Yes,
or one of
let's
us
do
has
that.
to stay behind.
I question if she's going to teleport us now, right here, right now. Do you reckon? If she agrees,
Maybe. I honestly don't really know how all the magic side of things work. That's not my bag of tricks.
we've got our mounts at the stable.
Well, I mean, look, we can go and talk to her, see if she agrees. If not, then then I can try and help you find some other alternative.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you bringing those with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah, might be an idea for her to meet all of you.
Grishnak,
Yeah.
carry those, please. I would do it, but obviously, I can't.
It's all right. Me and Grishnak have got it.
I mean,
4.
you've got 3 eggs, so
We got them on the stretcher, don't we?
And some bits to disguise them.
I was just looking in the group, Luke, to see what we'd have to possibly
Yeah.
give to her, and I've got to bad dragon poetry, and I think that's what we should give her.
No, that's mine. That's mine.
So, yeah, so you kind of prep up the stretcher, carry that downstairs, load it all up, start heading towards the eastern gate into the city, known as the Basilisk Gate. So, as you approach the gate, the guards do kind of stop and kind of gaze at the stretcher. All right, lads, evening.
Good evening.
What is that? You look a bit.
It's just
You don't really
it's
look like
just-
merchants.
no. It's just my luggage. My friend's helping me carry it. I'm very weak.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Tell you what, do me a deception check with that.
Oh, come on. Okay.
I'd say.
Well,
So what was that, Gortrick?
guidance.
I was going to say I'd allow guidance on this.
So definitely not persuasion
No, because you are lying.
or performance. I'm pretending. To be fair, I'm not pretending. To be
You're
weak,
using
I
your
am.
words.
Okay.
You've got guidance, so you can add a d4. So total of 19. Yeah, he kind of looks you up and down, looks to his mate, looks back at you. Yeah, alright. I can see that. Go on then. And you go. And they wave you through. So entering into the lower city, the large crescent-shaped portion, the streets are tightly packed, lined with tall and slender buildings, with narrow alleyways coming off of the main high roads, high streets, as it were. It's still pretty busy, even at this time of night, although less trade going about and more. There's still quite a few taverns here and there, people staggering around. You go past a few. I'd say there's a couple of places of notice that you go past, particularly one that catches your eyes, Gortrek. Shortly after coming through the eastern gate, you do see a sign hanging over a shop front that says Sorceress Sundries, with some interesting stuff. It does look closed at the moment.
What was it again? Sorceress
Sundries.
Sorceress Sundry.
Yeah, and it is. It's pretty near the eastern gate as you come in on one of the main high roads. I'll mark it in blue. Was it there? Yeah, it's about that one. Okay, so yeah, she leads you through. Let's mark the path that she takes you on. And she does. You initially come in, going down one of the main roads, but then she does start leading you off. Doing some little turns down a few alleys here and there, seeming to take cutting a little bit of an odd trail. Every now and then, kind of suddenly holding up a hand and being like, "Nope, this way," without any real explanation for the change in direction. She leads you through the tightly packed streets, but yeah, favouring alleyways. Forgive the very wiggly line. Favouring the alleyways where she can. You come to another gate. Again, a couple of guards, and what you can see beyond this wall, you do see that it looks like the buildings on the other side. They look a bit more spaced, a bit grander. You can see a few towers off in the distance, as well as what looks like some almost palatial buildings far off towards the back of this district. This seems to be the upper city. As you approach the gates, the guards again kind of hold up hand and kind of looking at all of you curiously. And you look over and she's like, Hemi steps forward. Oh, hi there. Good evening, sirs. Yeah, no, we're just delivering some goods to the Lady Thessalia. You know how she is. Wizards and all that, all kinds of crazy stuff. And you do notice, I'd say, Rory, you'd probably be the only one who notices this, I think. Whose passive perception is 15 or up?
No.
It's a new.
So just
Just Rory's?
Mm-hmm.
You do notice
mine's 14.
there seems to be... Like, she does step in quite close to one of the guards, and it's subtle, but there seems to be a handoff. One of the guards kind of looks casually down at his hand, kind of palm cupped upwards, just kind of raised eyebrows, and disappears round the back of his belt, comes out again. Well then, I guess you better get on and deliver it to her. Don't want to keep a wizard waiting. Go on then, off with you. Hemi kind of nods. Thank you kindly. Steps through. You all follow her, and you get a little way past the gate, and she turns. Good bribe. Get you anywhere in this city. Remember that. Leads you through what appears to be a bit of a temple district. And it's more spacious around here. A lot of the buildings are more manor-like, more kind of like a noble estates, rather than the packed buildings of the lower city. But yeah, there look to be various temples. There does seem to be a particular large temple to Gond, who is the god of invention, of creativity. But she leads you past that, down a little wiggling bit of alleyway, and it finally brings you to a stop outside a relatively tall tower. Not the tallest in this district, but fairly high. A good, probably 90 foot. Fairly thick, particularly at the base, with a couple of small, like lean-tos off the side of it. She kind of nods. Right, here we are. What's your manners? I'm not joking. Really. She's difficult. Right. Come on then. And she just walks up and pushes the door open. Walks in.
I will go first.
Kind of brace yourself as you step over the threshold, almost expecting something to happen, but...
Shouldn't we have knocked first?
She wouldn't pay it any heed, trust me.
Right, okay.
So, the tower, the floor you walk in on, it seems it's dark. It's a good thing that all of you have various forms of dark vision, because there's no candles, there's no lights, nothing. It's dark. There's cobwebs strewn everywhere. This looks pretty deserted, like no one's even been here for a long time. It's almost like walking through like a abandoned dungeon. You know, you have like flashbacks to some of the rooms in Waybacker Cave when you first explored it. Hemi heads straight for a spiral staircase that's set towards the back of the large round entrance lobby, and starts to climb. Following her up, you pass through several floors, all of which are equally deserted and cobweb strewn and dark. What appears to be like a large audience chamber, tables pushed back against the wall, and chairs almost kind of haphazardly stacked. Dining rooms similarly treated. You pass through a bedroom that looks like it hasn't seen any use in decades. After plenty of climbing, as you get higher, you do hear, and you feel you must be getting to the top of the tower now. It's kind of muttering, murmuring, occasional curse. Reaching the top, suddenly you do enter a chamber that is dimly lit, and contrasting to the other chambers seems to be a bit of a hive of activity. The room is... Most central in the room is a large telescope that goes out, sticking out through the ceiling, but that itself does appear to have a thick layer of dust over it. The rest of the room, there is bookshelves around most of the walls that are rammed with tomes. There are several tables around. Each one is stacked, again, with scrolls, with tomes. Glancing at them, mostly seem to be history books, but a few other treatises on various forms of magic. Rogar, you would notice that there's also some odd-looking artifacts around that it's hard to define the exact use for them, but they radiate with divination magic. You would see this. The books, however, most of them seem mundane. Like I say, glancing at title, they seem to be history texts. Various, you see various, some of the names you recognise of places. You know, history of Eltergard, Neverwinter, various places. But the muttering is coming from a large writing desk near the kind of back of the, I'd say the back of the room. Obviously, you're in a circular chamber, but like the opposite side of the chamber to where the staircases come up, and there seems to be a figure sat there. In front of her is a large open book. The quill seems to be moving of its own accord, as she's kind of muttering, mumbling under her breath. The quill racing across the page, back and forth, pages turning by themselves. And as you enter the room, the head kind of comes up. What is it, Hemi? Why are you bothering me? And why have you brought this bunch of god botherers to hassle me? And the figure stands, and there's a little bit of a stoop there. Turning, it is an elven lady, very old. And you know that for an elf to look old, I mean, we're talking about a species that has a lifespan of about 750 years.
She old as fuck.
She looks very old, but there is a vitality to her. She has a shock of white hair radiating out around her head, almost like a fan. You know, none of the finely coiffed, long combed manes that a lot of elves sport. This is almost like an afro, kind of, just poof in every direction. And she has milky, blind eyes, but they seem to be darting back and forth. And when she talks, she looks at each of you as if she's staring right at you. She's wearing a tattered robe that looks like it was once fine. It's like white and yellow, decorated with sigils, with stars, eyes, various arcane symbols. And she has a simply carved wooden cane in one hand that she doesn't seem to be leaning on too heavily, but she's using it. It's not just for show. She starts to hobble towards you. Well, answer me. Why are you here? Not that I don't know. Still, I like how you say it. It's been a while since I had company. Well, come on, speak. Hemi starts to... Thessalia, I've got some guests, and they might be in need of some help. Yes, I can see that. No one comes to me for no bloody reason. Never comes to say hello. Never
Hello.
just to...
Hi.
No,
Greetings.
they have voices. So then, what do you want? Would you bother me in my work?
We're looking for transportation.
You know, bear man. I'd say.
Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander.
Or as far north as you can get us, really.
Is it now? I've been to Bryn Shander. Long time ago. I could get you there if I wanted to. Why should I want to? Huh?
What would you ask of us to do this favour for us?
What would I ask of you? What have you got that I need?
What do you want?
Exactly.
I want a bloody good reason. That's what I want.
We're trying systematically to remove the presence of a very evil cult on the Sword Coast, and this is one step of many on our quest.
So's everyone. What's special about you, eh?
We killed
About
one of
me?
the dragons.
So what? I killed a dozen dragons in my lifetime.
Oh, I could tell. Yes, you look very strong.
I'm a fairly accomplished smith. Do you want anything made?
Get Ruri, you get a solid rap on the forehead from the cane. She moves surprisingly quickly. Don't mock me, boy.
No, I'm not mocking you.
Yeah.
It would be a deep betrayal in my culture to lie about the strength of a woman.
Your culture. Urchin
My
from the
culture.
streets.
How did you know that?
Ha! And she kind of leans in very close. Your story is written upon your soul, boy.
Then you know that I have been chosen by Sunni and that my intentions are pure.
Oh yeah, some god leans in and says it must be so, and I have to listen.
No,
What
no,
about
of course.
you? Where's your conviction? And you, points to you, Rogar. I don't need my sight to feel the anxiety radiating off of this one. Or you, pointing to you, Gortrek. What makes you people worth it? What makes you worth my time, my trouble?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, you can fuck off then.
But in all fairness, if the world's going to end in the fiery death of dragons, wouldn't you prefer to be alive? Considering we're trying to stop it, and it would be a disservice, I think. Besides, if we're coming to you, we've asked if you could simply take us to Bryn Shander. Aye, you are going to provide us with a service, but you won't give it to us unless we offer you something. So, name your price.
I know my price. On a bloody good reason.
A bloody good reason. What reasons would there be to stopping the dragon cult? And I think should we show her the packages.
The what?
The eggs, boy. He wants me you to show me the eggs.
Okay,
Oh.
these. But let's just see. Rogar here has been given a quest from his god to transport said eggs for safety, so that maybe we can cure the control. What was it? Tiamat-ish thing.
Yes, yes. Relinquish Tiamat's grasp over the chromatics.
Aye.
Holy
How the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
Kind of seems to wave that off. Steps into you, Rogar. You know, you've got Bahamut stink all over you.
Stink.
Yeah, he smells funny.
Okay. Yes. Well.
Well,
That's uncomfortable.
Where's
does,
your conviction, dragon boy? Or should I be asking him riding along inside you? He seems more sure of himself than you, and he's dead.
You can. How? Look. These eggs need to get. They need to get north. They need to get cold. It needs to happen, whether you help us or somebody else. But it's more likely to happen if you help us. And your face and your attitude tells much as well. You are a good person.
Go on.
You do not want to see these eggs taken back by the cult, or well, I do not know if you would care if they were destroyed, but I know you are curious to whether they can be salvaged and saved. I can feel it. That is maybe something in your long life you have never seen.
Would be an interesting history to write. Give me a persuasion check, Rogar.
Yes, sir.
Guidance. Does that work or probably not?
I'm going to say in this situation, that's not going to work.
Persuasion. 22.
Ooh.
Feeling persuasive.
Maybe you do have some steel in you after all. Maybe it is that you are worth my time. I could get you to Bryn Shander. If I wanted.
What would you ask in return?
Leans in. Stay the course. Don't fuck it up. You wouldn't be the first. I don't want to be wasting my time. But I suppose with what little I've got left on this planet, might as well give a little bit of help. And turns to Hemi. I'll be turning to you guys for a payment on this one, of course. This stuff doesn't come cheap. So what? You want to go now? I suppose I could fit you in. Turns and starts rustling on her desk.
We need to get. I want to.
You get what? Speak up.
Because there's some stuff that I just want to check around, if that's all right.
So what did you say?
For a day. Like, day after.
I could wait.
If that's all right with everyone else.
We also need to fit the
The
mounts as well.
Mounts. How many?
3 goats and a boar.
3 goats and a
Big.
boar, he says. 3 goats and a boar.
Do apologise.
So what? There's 13 of you.
Wait.
No, wait, have I done the maths right now? 12 of you.
9? What?
You 5. You 4 mounts. And them.
Oh,
She points to the
cool.
eggs.
Of course, yes. Yes, you are correct, of course.
Little lives, clad in an armour.
Lives who deserve a choice, as I'm sure you agree.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Of course not.
I'm more interested
was
in the
your name?
outcome. My name is
Yes.
Thessalia Ralamere. Needless to say, you've heard of me.
I have now, yes.
Yeah, well. How quickly people forget the adventures of yore. That said, it's been at least 300 years since I left this tower.
Oh. Well, maybe when we complete our mission and Tiamat is thwarted, you could come out and see the eggs hatch.
No, too busy.
Oh, okay.
There is much to write before I pass on.
You don't happen to know someone north called Agatha, do you? She lives in the Neverwinter Woods.
Agatha. I haven't seen her in years. Centuries.
I think she could use a friend.
I think she's beyond the need for friends now. Do me an insight, Ruri.
No.
Give me one moment. Sorry, I've got to do this on my phone because of the way I've got my bloody laptop set up now. And obviously if I do it on my desktop, you're all going to see. And this is for Ruri's eyes only. There you go. She's still haunting those woods then, is she?
No,
She
I
should give
wouldn't.
it up. Time to move beyond. It's unnatural. It's unseemly.
She just wants to help people.
Yeah,
She just
yeah,
wants to
unfinished
help.
business, I know. She's just trying to make up for it all.
For what?
That's none of your fucking business.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
So,
thank you.
12 of you, huh? It's going to get a little tricky. We'll have to do 2 trips. It's going to take a couple of days to do that. I could do 8 of you. Well, I could do 8 of you now and the rest of you tomorrow, or we can wait till tomorrow. I could do 8 of you then, the other 4 of you the next day. I could do 6 and 6. 8 at a time. That's my limit.
Would you be able to get us to Bryn Shander?
Yeah, of course I've been there. Probably best I travel to the outskirts, though. Who knows? It might have grown since I was there. It's been, what? 400 years since I last looked upon Bryn Shander. Wouldn't want to try and teleport where they built themselves a stable, would you now? End up part of the foundations. No, that wouldn't be good at all. If you need some time to decide,
I was going to say I believe I should go in the first group.
Well, yeah, prodigal son returns and all of that.
Shall
Rogar furrows his
Shall-
brow.
shall we go? Shall we go tonight? Me, you, the eggs, and Rory.
I think
I'm
the
keen
eggs,
to.
I think the eggs should come in the second group. And I think Gotrek should come in the first group. Because if we get there and the welcome is not warm, Gotrek could message the others and not bring the eggs.
That's sound logic, that is.
Me and Grishnak can stay with the eggs.
Aye.
Then we need to go and fetch the mounts.
We can do that.
So wait, are we going now?
It's up
Mr.
to you.
Arne,
I could send 6
Is
here
it-
now.
I
6
know-
here tomorrow.
Gotrek wants to. Yeah, you want to check out the.
Right.
You
if
can
I'm
go
gonna-
tomorrow then.
Well, this is the thing. If we're going to go now, I'm totally fine with that. However, Rory, Grishnak, if you're staying, could you just check in on that shop that we passed?
Yeah. Is there anything
Yep.
you're looking for?
Just to see what they got, magical ores and stuff. I was just probably interested. If they look like they got magical tomes and such, as he does like the hand gesture of like magical stuff, I'm quite interested in that.
would you like a pick and mix?
I like with my ore, yes, but how did
Yeah.
you know about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. But
Must
yes,
be
no,
rubbing off on ya. It's all this being around me.
I am going completely crazy. That's not to say that you're crazy.
Who says I'm not crazy?
Oh, you are crazy, or you? I don't know.
Could be crazy if I want to be crazy.
Yeah, you can be crazy if you want to be crazy.
You're
God,
fucking
shut
right.
up.
I will shut up. But no, I'm just interested.
So
Like, just whatever
Okay,
you think
so-
I'd be of interest to me. Just
That's
Buy
fine.
it.
So we'll go get the mounts. We send the mounts through with you and Cal, maybe. Yes? No?
Wait. 6 here.
aye. So
You got your
Me-
4 mounts. It's gonna be, if you want to send them now, there's 4 of them and 2 of you.
Yeah.
well, why don't we leave moving with you? Because you'll need to move the eggs. And we'll take Sith, Ramsey, and Butthead with me, Rogar, and Gotrek.
Moonin can't pull the eggs by himself, though.
I thought we could.
no, you can't.
No.
So you'd need Ramsey and Butthead to stay.
Yeah.
So-
if you want to take Sith with you,
Yeah, I'll take Sif with me.
but then we need to bear in mind that we can only send 8 at a time.
So Sif, Gotrek, Rogar. Are we counting Taraxes or not counting?
No.
No, we can send one whenever.
Right. Okay. Cal. So that's 4.
That's 4.
And then that's 8 left.
Although
isn't it?
I'll take Moonin because you two will be riding Butthead and Ramsey.
Yeah, I can look after Butthead for you.
Will the goats support Krishna?
5. Yes, they should do. They're
Yeah.
large. They large? Yeah,
Yeah.
they are large.
So what? So the plan is you guys go ahead, make sure it's safe, set up a camp, and we'll come in the morning?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds
Very
like a
well.
plan.
But please check that shop.
Of course, yes, I'll do it first thing.
Thank you very much.
So doing this promptly. I have many histories to write.
Should we ask her for some histories to give to the thingy?
Nope.
Okay.
You got questions, boy?
Which one you talking to, me or the other, the pretty one?
You.
Not really, no. If you're talking about historical texts, I'm just interested in what ones you got.
These are my works. My life's labours.
Can I peruse if that's all right?
What are you after? I mean, you look around, there are so many books.
Shit, this is quite a collection.
I've been around most of Faerun. Seen a lot of it.
Wait. Have you... Do you know anything about Asamar?
Yeah, a bit.
No, okay, now's not the time. I'm sorry.
Not
yeah.
really my area of interest.
Oh.
More about
Oh,
events, developments, what led the world to be how it is today. People can learn from the past. There's value in that.
No, I agree. Some people learn from the past. Some people evidently learn from the future.
Bit of a meta question. So,
Mm-hmm.
do we know what the cult's end objective is?
You know they're trying to bring Tiamat through.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what Leeson said.
Quick question of the historical text that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Any about the sealing of Tiamat?
Don't think so. Not something that's really occurred in my lifetime.
I know, but have you got any inclinations of historical texts or arcane Ujimi flips that will direct us to how it's done or how it was done or preventing or such?
I might be able to dig something up, but if you want to go tonight, no. Look how many books I got lying around here.
Do you have a locate spell?
You got a more specific idea of what you're after?
I don't know. I just
there you
thought,
go.
and I was just like, fuck it, roll with it. But other than that, bollocks to it.
To my knowledge, she never been sealed in my lifetime, and I've been around for over 700 years now.
You don't look a day over 600.
Flattery will get you nowhere with me, my friend.
Godric's is looking at Rory like, why?
What? She doesn't.
But nice try. What's weighing on you, Dragon Man?
What do you mean? Nothing.
Nothing.
I just want to get the eggs where they need to go.
Very well.
All right, should we go grab the mounts then and let's get going?
Yep.
I'll stay here.
You can't bring the mounts inside the city.
Oh, of
Doing it
course.
this way, I guess I'm going to have to come with you. If there's anything else you'd ask me while we're here, say it now.
Shit, I feel like we should ask something. Anyone got any ideas? I feel like we're missing something.
Give me a minute. I'm percolating.
Well, it seems you know a lot about our past.
I know about a lot of things.
What about our future?
Now, that is an interesting question. Might be I know a bit. Future's tricky. Past is clear. Future is messy. Full of possibilities.
Any strong possibilities presented themselves?
Oh, my sister was always better at this than me. Kind of comes over and grips your chin, kind of turning your head this way and that, peering at you. It's a fine line you walk. Not many people who'd flip off a god while still trying to work with him.
Yeah, you haven't met him. He's a twat.
Well, I can
I'll
well
make
believe
you
it.
up.
Actually, no, never had anything to do with him. Keeps to himself. But I can well believe it. Most gods are. There's no rush in things. Opportunities present themselves, but you've got to be ready to take them.
I think I get what you mean.
Look before you leap, young man.
That's ominous.
You don't not.
Anyone else, since I'm indulging?
Miss Ralamir,
Yes.
do you know where my brother is?
Your brother?
You know the one I mean.
Huh. Yeah, I do. I know who you mean. Can't see him.
No, I get that a lot.
That's
Do you know if
worrying.
he's- Yes, I would quite agree.
Not many places in this world that I can't see.
But would you agree that means he's alive? He's safe. He's not.
Alive? Probably. Safe? Definitely not.
Hmm.
Few things in this world can hide from my sight.
Well,
I'm just curious what you do. What about me?
You?
Aye.
Do me.
Ah,
Do
you're a
me
mess.
next.
You're a mess. You need to be
Hot
more
mess.
sure of yourself.
Aye.
Racked with worry and doubt you are. So many paths stretch out before you. Power is not an easy grab. It takes time. You've got plenty left.
Thank you.
And what about me?
She looks and peers at you and just starts laughing. What to say? Don't burn yourself up, lad. Same as your
That's
brother
easier
here.
said than done.
That's as may be. Same as your brother here. True power takes time. You rush it, you'll burn out. Are you sure about the path you're on?
Well, I'm as sure as I can be. I saw what I saw, and it's not let me down yet.
Well, I'll say this for Kasuthi's a damn sight more honest than the gods.
Aye, that he is. And he's given me many, many things to consider.
Well then, shall we be off?
yes.
Aye. Do you think she need like I don't know? Should we get protection on her?
Oh, I have a potion. Would you like a potion of invisibility?
Protection? On me?
Aye.
Don't think she needs it.
You get a clout round the side of the head with a cane.
To be
That-
fair, there was one other powerful wizard that we seem to have lost. I'm wondering if you know where he is.
Who?
He goes by the name Glassstaff.
Glass staff.
Yano Aldbrek.
Jarno Aldrich. You want to know where he is? She peers at you, Rogar. Oh, you do want to know where he is? Yeah. Yeah, right, why not? I'm curious now. She closes her eyes for a moment. There's a bit of muttering, gestures, some arcane sigils drawn in there before her. Opens her eyes again. You, bear boy.
Yeah.
You seeking the orcs? Got a score to settle with the big man?
Well, obviously you know that already.
Yeah, but I like to ask.
Yes, then.
And you, Dragon Man. You gonna stick with your friend here? See it through with him?
Yes.
You'll
of
find
course.
your glass stuff.
Just stifled rage. Internal Gustav!
Justice!
Can't think about that now. There's bigger things to worry about.
Turns back to you again, Gortrek. Will you stop eyeing up my tomes?
Sorry, there's just so many, and
Yeah, they are, and they're mine. They're my life's work, and they're very important.
would you be perhaps allowing me to visit from time to time if I get the chance to come back here and peruse?
Swit swoo.
Probably not.
That's fair.
See how things go. You might catch me in a better mood.
That's also fair.
So, forgive me, it seems like we're playing 20 questions. I would hate to impose again, but seeing as though we may not catch you in a good mood again, I do have one more thing I was curious about.
Go on then.
In Thunder Tree, there was a dragon that believed we were after its horde, and it ran away. by the
Yeah,
name of Venom.
most dragons do.
Yes. I'm worried we may have given the wrong impression and made an enemy.
Venom Fang.
Quite young for a dragon, green scales.
Looks across at all of you, kind of seeming to peer, like brow slightly furrowed. Looks across you all. Stops looking when she's looking at you, Gotrek. Yes. You've got a habit for making enemies, haven't you, boy?
What?
You heard.
I may have given him a slight burn and...
Her.
Her? Oh, shit. I take it she's still pissed.
You'll make many enemies in your lifetime. All you will. But that one... dangerous to make an enemy of a green dragon, boy. She's going to hurt you. She's going to hurt you bad.
She can try as I put my fists in my armor.
Leans in. Maybe she already has. You just don't know it yet.
Oh, shit.
Godric is quizzical now.
Got dragon rot.
Temperature is fine. Still have all my teeth. My beard is luscious. Sorry, brother.
Just wipe my chin where my beard used to reside.
Well, are we done with the questions?
You tell us.
Yeah. I feel like this one still wants something. Pointing to Eurogar. But he's keeping it to himself.
I just want to do this, get it done.
Yeah, well, there's no point. All I'm saying is there's no point in being shy when I can really tell what it is you want to ask, but never mind.
Well, why don't you tell me?
Your friend was going to ask. You're looking for something.
Rhaegar shrugs. Don't like Sith Saids.
No, I don't really like God botherers, but here we are.
I wouldn't call us god botherers. We serve.
You're a direct descendant of one. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah.
I think the
I'm
gods
not
bother us
gonna-
more.
I'm not going to bother another god. I bothered worshippers of gods.
Yeah. Quibble over terms.
Should we get the mounts? Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. That's enough consulting the oracle.
There is
Whatever.
no spoon.
It's a fun
Thank you for the
distraction.
Yes, thank you. We very much appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever return to Baldur's Gate, but I hope we do, even though it's not as good as Waterdeep.
She kind of cocks her head looking at you. Don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll see you at Waterdeep, though. Anyway.
Wait. What? Oh.
She goes over to her desk. Goes over, pulls a shawl that's off the back of a chair. And more of a cape than shawl, wraps around her. Right, come on then, let's be bloody going. If you're so set on going tonight.
Yeah, okay. Let's go. Do you like music?
No.
Okay. I'll walk in silence.
She strides ahead of you all, leading the way.
Right.
Sorry, what was that?
I'll offer my arm.
No, she just walks right past, doesn't even glance at it.
Fair enough.
She walks
Gotta
pretty
be polite.
confidently for a blind lady.
Nice.
Hemi just kind of looks apologetic and shrugs.
Did she have anything magical on her person?
So on her person, yeah, there's a few trinkets and charms. That, again, radiate divination magic, although there's a couple that carry abjuration magic. And a ring that definitely gives off a sense of strong evocation magic. Her as a person, there is, rather than radiating magic in the way that a magical item might, or that a spell might give off, there's more residue of magic. Like, she's spent a long time, she has become saturated, beg pardon, with kind of a magical radiation, as it were.
She got magic lung.
Yeah. Wizard's
Magic
lung.
hip.
Yeah, this is someone who has dedicated their life to study of the arcane.
Okay.
Cool. No doubt.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sick.
I feel bad if I don't use it all the time.
Okay, so yep, she marches on out, makes her way down the tower with you all following her. Yep, you make your way back across the city, getting to that gate, to the gate that you came through, leading between the lower and the upper city, and the guards stepping forward again, kind of spotting you. They seem to recognise you, kind of looking again and being about to say something, and then noticing the elven wizard marching confidently at the front, and quickly just kind of go, oop, kind of heads down, turn away. Celia marking forwards, go on, get the fuck out of the way, not got time for you. Strides through. And they all kind of, one of the guards makes eye contact with all of you to go through and just kind of gives you a bit of a whelp expression. Almost sympathetic. You make your way back through the city, towards the outer gate. It takes you. It's a good little trek back across, but strides to the stables outside the Vulgar Goats. Bear in mind, she is leading the way this whole time.
Oh, she knows.
And stops outside the stables. Right, go on then. Who's staying? Who's going?
Well,
Um,
obviously going.
Yeah. Well, we'll stick to the plan. Me and Rory will stay here.
yeah, we'll stay with the eggs. We'll go to the shop.
Thank you.
So, Rogar, Gortrek, and Cal, along with
Sif and Moonin, I believe.
Sif, Moonin, and one other. Or was Moonin staying behind? What was it? I thought it was a three coats going.
We
Yeah.
need Ramsey and Butthead
Yeah.
to carry the eggs.
Right. That's yeah. Okay. So you're all right. So they go in the next day.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 tomorrow, 5 today.
Yep. Hang on. Hang on a sec.
What do?
So I'm just doing some maths in my head. Yeah, no, that works out. Being an idiot. Okay, so the three of you and Moonin. Hang on, I'm getting that.
And Sif.
And Sif, sorry. Yeah, I'm with it. Okay, right, come on. Step forward. You got all your stuff? Anything you left inside?
Not really.
Do you want to put it in my bag, Gotrek?
That's why some of you staying. If you left anything, your friends can bring it tomorrow.
If you could just bring this bag, then I'll just give that sack of stuff to Rory.
I won't even attempt to lift it.
Is that your oars?
Yeah.
Did you drag them with you?
No, I'm going to take it downstairs like... dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Okay, fine. That's
Rory,
fine.
Can you take that, please?
Yep, I will put it into the bag.
I mean, but yeah, Rory, basically you kind of put your hand on the bag, but you can't lift this thing.
Yeah.
Right, come on in. Gather round. Get close. Don't be shy. I don't bite.
Keep an eye out as well for anything. Just like...
Yeah, any more devils?
Do me a perception check as you're keeping an eye out.
Can I do one as well?
Yeah, of course.
Guidance.
Okay.
Perception. Why do I get a delay? I don't understand.
I don't know. Sometimes Roll20 is funny. Sometimes it might be a connection. Stuck with it. Yeah, Godric, you don't notice anything. Rory, you do notice there's a stable hand across the road who seems to be watching a little bit, but as he catches your eye, just goes back to what he's doing.
I'll stare at the back of his head while they teleport away.
Okay, yeah. Don't seem to pay you much mind. Seems yeah. Just kind of looks down, focus on his work. You can't read any intention into it. It might have just been the sight of this motley group that surprised him while he shovels shit in a stable yard.
Cool.
To be honest. Yep. So the rest of you gather around. It's like, come on, get close. So you kind of cluster about, pulling Moon in and Sif in. It's a little bit cramped as you kind of fit into a little 10-foot cube. Stepping in, she starts to mutter to herself, short little incantation. You try and keep up with it, Gotrek, but you don't recognise any of the words. And with that, Rui and Grishnak, you watch as they just blink out. There's a sense of rushing all around you. It's just kind of like a weird, like rapidly, I want to say dilating, but I think that's the wrong term, but like shifting between like dark purple and light bluish hues as you feel the others around you, but you can't see anything. It's an incredibly strange sensation. Those of you who are holding the mounts, Sif and Moonin, you do feel kind of like a shiftlessness in them, not shiftlessness, like a kind of a panic, a shifting. They're a little bit unsure of this, but in almost an instant, it's over. And you are stood in freezing cold. I mean, this is... Rogar, you're fine. But the others, this is... You thought it was cold up in the mountains by Myrtle Hall. This is kind of next level. You're stood on snowy plains overlooking a not overly large, but dense city with high, foreboding-looking walls. The city itself seems somewhat dark. Not a lot of lights. It is deep night at this point. But there are plenty of torches lining the walls. Rogar, you feel a pang of nostalgia as you overlook Bryn Shanda.
Hey, Rogar, is this your home?
Yes, it was.
You hear Thessalia stamping her feet behind you. Right, well, you're on your bloody own up here, buggered if I'm standing around this cold.
By the old
Best of
father.
luck to ya. She mutters again and then just blips out and vanishes.
Not even time to say thank you.
And that is where we shall wrap up for tonight. And pick up next week.
Oh no.
Okay. Home sweet home,
Damn.
Rogar.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Ooh. Ooh.
I can tell you're enjoying it.
I'm excited to see what comes next. Okay. How did that feel at the end? I didn't want it to feel too rushed, the interaction with her.
Great.
But I did kind of think that was a good point to get to end.
Definitely.
So that we can get you guys there fairly promptly next week and then focus on Rogar's homecoming.
I like her a lot.
Bro, you have played a diviner the best out of any DM that I've ever had.
It's not fucking easy, man.
It's not, and it was so good. That was great, honestly.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Bit
Did
more
you
of an
channel Bricktop for that?
Say again.
Did you channel Bricktop for that?
No. Have you ever seen? I know I didn't get the voice right, but I didn't want to try it with my throat all clagged up from the fucking chlorine poisoning. Have you seen the original Dark Crystal? I'm not talking about the shitty Netflix series, but the film.
Yeah.
Ogra.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was thinking when I designed her, I was kind of thinking Ogra. So just a bit grumpy, a bit impatient, no time for anything really, but yeah, likes to amuse herself with people.
It was
Not
just
very
a bit when
respectful.
it's just a bit when Rory was trying to appeal to her better nature. I was just expecting to be like, "Pull your tongue out of my arsehole."
Pull your tongue out my arsehole, Gary.
Well, that's what he would have done. He'd just be like, clearly I'm a good person, so you should help me. Nah, mate. What else you got?
You know, okay, Rory.
She was looking for a certain something in that, I will say, but I think Rogar managed to get there.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll be back next week for Rogar's homecoming. Not sure. Yeah, we're probably then going to have an awkward break in. No idea how long it's going to take you to negotiate the politics of Bryn Shanda. But obviously, yeah, Wednesday the 8th, we will have off from the regular campaign because I'm not going to be at home for that one, and I don't want to. I don't want it to be kind of half put together. I say I want to do this next bit justice. But yeah, next week we will begin to delve into what's happened there. Hope you're ready for that one, Rogar.
I mean, I have no idea. I don't think
I'm so glad.
Rogar wants to be there, really.
I'm so glad I didn't have to go home first.
It's gonna make the Meragon seem like a breeze, I think. Gonna wish you back fighting fiends. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a change in pace from the last couple of sessions. And yeah, we'll pick this up next week. Good night, everyone.